What's going on, guys? It's your boy Darren Gilliam, aka Black Flags Matter, back for another edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Cue the intro.
Green flag. I'll roll. He's flipping me out. Yeah, boys, how about that? They pushes in the wall. He threw it off the track. Baby, that's how you do it. Get that second back, son. Yeah, baby, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And what's going on, guys? It's your boy Darren Gilliam, aka Black Flags Matter. Also here with my good buddy Jarrett, aka The Iceberg, and RealRadman. And our special guest does not need any or much of an introduction. Hailie Deegan, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
That's great. It's great to have you on.
We're having light situations.
Yeah,
That's perfect. Thank you.
We're just gonna keep changing it throughout the show, with however the questions go. So
yeah, we'll just keep changing it.
yeah, just key us on that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Radman, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I'm gonna start the series of questions now. We have Hailie here. So Hailie, the only question I got here is just from a driver's perspective, because I love getting to the minds of a driver, seeing how they feel under pressure. And now with this new NASCAR playoff format, they've branched it up 100% with the pressure on a one race basis in the championship. So, as you're going through the K&N series and hopefully longer into your career, you're going up against someone like Derek Kraus, who's really, really talented, and I rate him really highly. Do you feel like you are improving in that sense of pressure late in races, where you have to get a certain spot, get a certain restart, get in a certain lane? Do you feel like you're improving, being calmer in that situation when you have to get the job done in late race situations?
Yeah, 100%. I think something before, like at the other races, when I kind of would file back to, like, say I was running fifth and then I'd file back to like sixth or seventh, I would just stay there. And that's like on the restarts, like the last restarts, like, okay, it's just like a bring it home thing. Like, okay, it's in one piece. But then, like, also, I feel like I really noticed the change was when I went to ISM this last weekend. Like, on those last restarts, it was like Hail Mary. You just went for it. And I remember at one point, because there's a little kind of point where your spotter can't see because that's at a weird angle. And all of a sudden, he doesn't key up because I like hearing like the motors of the other cars to know like when to go, especially when I'm in like row 3. And so I went, had a good start, and all of a sudden he keys up and he goes, 4 wide top. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him room, but I'm gonna pinch him down. So it's just like that moment, I was like, those are the moments that make it fun. I feel like, because when you kind of rise above that and like rise to the occasion, that's what shows the improvement.
Yeah, that's why I feel like the improvement is showing now. Because I remember I've been a big fan of yours from last year going on, and I've been someone that, like I told you earlier, I just like to keep the pressure off while everyone else piles it on you. But pretty much, I like to see that improvement where the more experience you get, it's not necessarily that you get faster. It's just that your decision making is a little bit better. You're able to be a little bit more aggressive, even if it makes someone angry. And I feel like that's just how you start winning. So that's what I like to see, and hopefully you just continue to improve and go take it out there. Get some.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, because at the end of the day, every driver is usually in that seat because they're fast. Okay, they may not have all the full package of skill sets, every single driver, but they got there because they were fast. And so you have to learn everything else. And so at the end of the day, like, it's about those small improvements that make you better.
That's also why I love plate racing. I'm actually really excited to see you plate racing, because I feel like plate racing is like a really cool aspect of NASCAR where everyone is doing the same thing, but there is a very clear skill gap mentally with a lot of drivers. You see it with Logano, Keselowski, Elliott, and then you can just see certain drivers are better at it than others, and it's not because they're faster, it's just because they have a better brain. And I feel like that's something that I'm really excited to see when you get in there. I don't think you'll be winning Daytona right off the damn bat.
I don't think I will either, but I think people are almost like, oh my gosh, he's going to win Daytona for a series.
Well, I'm excited to see the improvement you make when you get into that experience, and then instinctually you're going to be like, okay, I have to make that move.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you might get wrecked because of it, but other times you'll win the race. So
yeah.
Really excited for that.
Right on. Jarrett?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, so I will right off the bat completely admit that, like, I have not seen the full story on this, and this is why I want to ask, what is with everyone bringing you gushers at like your signings and stuff? I want to know this right off the bat.
Where did that start? Man, it started at, I just had like an obsession with gushers, and I'd always I'd bring them to the races. And where did it? It was a late model race. back at the late model team that I used to drive for, they saw that like I ate all the Gushers like out of the trailer, and like every time they refilled them, they'd be like gone by the next race. And usually like the food lasts like multiple races, and so the snacks do at least. And it was at Irwindale and stuff, and they like noticed how the Gushers were always gone, no matter how many boxes they put in there. It was bad. It was a really bad deal. I was going through like between 2 to probably 5 boxes in like a weekend. It was absurd. It was so bad for me. So
That's
bad.
like me
And
in
those
high
things
school.
it's not even food. It's like you're chewing like plastic with flavor. And so after that, like then once I started moving up to K&N, I started bringing snacks for like my team and my crew. And I feel like that's almost like how we kind of broke the ice. It was like I'd bring them food. And so I ended up buying like a bunch of snacks and stuff. And I would always buy Gushers. Then I would end up eating them. But at the end of the day, and I put something on my story of like how much I love Gushers, and like Gushers sponsored me like a tweet out or something on my Instagram story, maybe both. And after that, people just started randomly bringing me boxes of Gushers. And so it first started at Bristol, the second Bristol race that I did with DGR. All of a sudden, I go to open my gear bag to grab my gear out to go run to the restroom to get changed. And all of a sudden, at least a quarter of my gear bag was filled with Gushers. It was crazy. And I was like, all of a sudden I look around because it's in the corner by like all the tire stacks, like the new tires and everything. And I like look around and no one's looking at me. And I was like, this is weird. And so it kind of started at that. Now every single race, someone brings me a box or 2 of Gushers.
Wow.
So I want to ask you really quick, do you have any other thing other than Gushers, I guess, that, since there's a bunch of people watching right now that can bring it too? Or is it just, just sort of to add
I know, I
variety?
made a tweet where I was like, I'm just going to start giving you guys my grocery list. I don't know. I had a weird obsession with like blueberries for a while. Like I would go through at least like 4 packs of blueberries, but at least that's healthier. Right now, there's not really any.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Gushers
Go
it
with
is.
Teddy Grahams.
then.
Teddy Grahams they're fun.
Yes.
Teddy
I went through, I'd say those like hit hard for a little bit.
That and fruit roll-ups.
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
can
that, for sure.
Yeah.
So you're very averse with internet culture. I mean, you have a massive following on YouTube, Instagram, and also Twitter. I don't know. Are you aware of like any sort of memes about you that you find funny?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few. There's been plenty of. Oh man, there's a lot of comparisons to Danica. There's a lot of. What else is there? There's it's honestly it just depends what happens that weekend, where it's like how all of a sudden like the incident with me and Derek at Colorado. Like, it's funny because like me and Derek are totally cool now. Like we're totally cool. and nothing really happens, which I think that's how racing should be. Like I get you're heated after the weekend, after the week after, whatever. But like at the end of the day, you guys race against each other every single weekend. Like you need to work it out. And if not, it just procrastinates. Because I've had feuds with people in the K&N series. Seriously, that started last year and went all the way through the season. And it makes it harder to win races, championships, and it's tiring because you walk by that person, you look down, don't make eye contact. Now you don't like their crew, and it's just something else. And that's something I could probably work on is the pettiness game.
Too much drama, too much unnecessary drama.
Yeah. But like after speed weeks, when I've never really wrecked cars that like clipped cars really until Speed Weeks, New Smyrna. That was the first car that I ever clipped in a late model. Oh my God, that was bad. There was a lot of made stuff after that.
So I guess one thing I kind of want to build off that with is, I guess there's a lot of people who I think are in the same boat of like, just sort of get over it. It happened, move past it. But there's a lot of people that like are very critical. So I guess what would you say to a lot of the critics that are like, that say you race too aggressively, so far, I guess?
Yeah. Oh, you don't know how many, Twitter's the most ruthless place you will ever be on. Like all of a sudden I go on Instagram, I'm like, I feel motivated. And all of a sudden, like I go on Twitter and I find flaws that I didn't even know I had.
Just beats you down.
It's so bad. It's horrible. But at the end of the day, like I know specific pages, like check marks next to them that always have their responses when I do something. That there was actually a guy on SiriusXM on the NASCAR SiriusXM channel, and he, I guess, tore me apart at one of the mornings.
Wait, was it Dave Moody?
I don't actually. It might have been like one of the co-assistants. I don't know exactly who, because I don't really listen to like the radio.
Yeah, who listens to the radio
channel.
anymore?
Yeah,
I don't think
Eddie
would.
Like I know Claire Deegan, like I know her and stuff, but I wasn't really familiar with the guy. And then all of a sudden, like I started getting Twitter notifications on my phone of like, oh my god, did you just hear so and so say this about Hailie? And I still happened to be driving, and so I turned it on the radio, and I was like, oh my god. And so there's people I'll always get tweets where it's like, maybe she was able to win a race like without contact, or maybe she was able to win a race without moving someone. And there's always that over and over and over again. I'd say it's a solid 50-50 on Twitter. What's that? 10 minutes? My dad's wondering what I'm doing. Probably wants to make dinner. But yeah, there's always those people.
Do you just laugh at him at this point? Like, because that's what I mean.
It doesn't affect me at all. Like it did affect me a little bit after the first win. I was like, oh my god, and then now I'm just like, I don't even care.
So back to the topic of aggressive racing. So your background, racing on dirt, basically that's pretty much like what you had to do to win was to bump each other all the time, every lap of the race to pass each other. I don't know, like, could you explain like how that like the transition has been over from dirt racing to stock car racing?
I almost want to post something. Like, I wish Instagram, like, you could post a longer post. Like, I get you can on IGTV and stuff. I feel like it's easier on the feeds and stuff. But it was Arizona, not last year, the year before. It was the Challenge Cup race, which is for, like, big money. Like, it's like the race. Like, if you're going to win anyone, you're going to clean your best friend out. It's going to be for that race. And one of me and my friends, we weren't even that close. We were friends, but not, like, close friends. And we ended up just murdering each other on the track. One corner, like I ended up, I guess, spinning him out in the beginning. And I didn't realize that because it's just like a giant cluster. So then he got all up on the wheel and like tried to take me out. So then like it just went back and forth to us just door slamming each other, setting each other up. Like it was crazy. But that was by far one of the funnest races I've ever raced. And I ended up like, he door slammed me on the left-hander before, and we came down into the horseshoe right-hander, and he ended up protecting the bottom. He's lane 1. I went like lane 0, kind of off the track, but it's off-road, so there's no really distinct marks, I guess, of where the wall is. And so I kind of just slid down and nosed my way in. I ended up shoving my nose up, and he drives over the back of, or I drove, and then so I went to the inside. He ends up sliding under me. I drove off the back of him, ended up running over a banner. I just wanted to get to the line first. Cut off like half the corner, and I ended up getting DQ'd because I cut off half the corner, but he got DQ'd for aggressive driving too. So the 5th place guy ended up getting 3rd. But that's just how off-road racing is. It's constant aggression, like from the start to finish. You never have a second to breathe. And I noticed like after races, or if we have a red flag, I'll like start going like, and like start choking because I don't breathe. It's just so intense the whole time.
So you kind of look at all these people in NASCAR are complaining that like somebody rubbed on them, and it's like, suck it up, buttercup.
It's like suck it up.
There's always those guys in the K&N series where it's like, you ran up on me, you used me up, and I'm like, you don't know what you see.
It's like boo hoo.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I'll notice myself when I'm not racing off road a lot, start kind of forming into that, where it's like, well, he used me up, and my dad's like, that was nothing. You're right, it was nothing. And then I go back off road racing, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so intense.
So I kind of want to ask, what for you, just as a driver, have you most improved on or like learned this past season in 2019 that has really helped you the most improve as a driver?
I'd say the biggest thing that my spotter always yells at me at Roseville was really bad. I told him to tell me every single corner was don't overdrive your entries, which I'm horrible at. That's something just coming from off-road, the faster you want to be, the harder you to overdrive your entries. And that's something that is really hard for me to shake off. And so he had to yell at me every single corner. It was very excessive, but it's what I needed. And that's why we were there at the end. And that's something I feel like have improved on, and have not necessarily improved a ton on, but I've realized what I'm doing wrong now, why I'm burning up the right front, why my car always gets tight at the end of a race. And so that's something I feel like I've improved on, and the restarts.
Nice.
So as far as your 2019 season as a whole, how do you think it went? Good? Could have been better? What do you think?
It started out up here. And then it kind of went down here, and then it started making its way up. It was, we started out, so I actually, not a lot of people know this, but I had a different crew chief up until Bristol, the first Bristol. So for those, like I think there's like 4 races, 3-4 races. And I had a different crew chief that I had when I won my first race. And he ended up not working for us after Bristol. And so I had to find a new crew chief, which it's really hard to find crew chiefs in the midst of most people are already hired. Most people don't want to come out to Roseville, California to work from a shop there just because mostly the scene's in North Carolina. So it's really hard to get a crew chief to come down. So we ended up finding someone. It took us a little while to like mold and figure out what he had to figure out what I needed out of the car, and I had to figure out what I had to tell him for him to make changes on the car. And so that took a little time, but I'd say we definitely made our way back up. And it definitely, I feel like it hurt our season a little bit, but also I don't know what my season could have been like with my other crew chiefs. So that's what is crazy to me, is how dependent your entire career is on one single crew chief. I don't like
it. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Darian, there's a few super chats in there if you want. They have some questions for her.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll get to that during the fan questions. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we're about to get there because this I think is my 4th one. So I want to ask, what is, we talked about the Gusher stories and the grocery list at this point. What's the funniest fan interaction, whether it's like a signing or in the infield? Like, what's the funniest story? What I guess, and then also, which one have we not heard of that like was really funny or like really cool?
I was there for one of those.
Usually I'm videoing. If there's something funny, like I can feel like I not necessarily sense, but when something's gonna start to be funny, so I pull out my phone instantly and like video this. And I pretty much caught most of the funny moments. But there was, I'd say it was Vegas, my win at Vegas. I think it was the win at Vegas. No, I take that back. First race at Vegas, qualified as my first pole. And
2018. Yeah.
Yes, 2018. And I was at the driver signing, and all of a sudden this like old man comes up to me, probably about 65, and I end up signing his very lower back. Mm-hmm. And he's telling me how like he is mumbling so much. He got his a little out there, and he was saying like, oh, like how he had like Pink's tattoo, like the singer, on him too, and her signature. And also the next day I'm signing. I go back to the Toyota signing because it was like all the rest of the top 3 races of the big series. And so I end up going to another signing at Toyota the next day, and all of a sudden this guy shows up, and I kind of forgot what he looked like. And all of a sudden he turns around and like pulls his shirt up and shows me my signature tattooed on his back. I was like, oh my God.
Did you sign it well? Because I know Dale Jr. says like he always signs signatures on people well because they might tattoo it.
Yeah. That's usually people usually sign people better than you do posters.
Is it more difficult, like just because like skin moves and stuff, or like?
No, t-shirts are really hard to sign. T-shirts suck.
Oh yeah, I was there for that 2018 one. I was interning out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and I remember seeing that and just going like what?
You DM'd me right after that. You DM'd me right after that. Like, you're not gonna believe what I just saw right now.
Yeah, and you're like, what? It's like Deegan signed some old dude's back, and then the video came out of it.
No. Remember, he's like, I think I put back. I'm like, why am I not surprised?
only NASCAR fans, I guess. But man. But so my final question before we get into fan questions: why did you choose NASCAR? There's other forms of motorsports. You could have stayed in, the dirt series and just had tremendous success there. Did you come for the challenge, money, or both? Or
I'd say it all started when I was racing off road, and I started racing it. My mom, she was online and she looked up. Just like stock car racing in general. We had no clue about legend cars, late models, super late models, K&N, like all the levels it took. In my eyes, NASCAR was like nationwide as free. Like that's what I thought NASCAR was. Just because that wasn't my focus. My focus was off-road racing. And so after that, it was really just like my mom saw this thing online for the Drive for Diversity program. And it wasn't even like the Drive for Diversity, like Chase Cavery, like that type program. It was the like junior one for legend cars. And so she ends up signing me up. It says it failed when it went through and stuff. And so she's like, oh, whatever. Like, and I think she ended up trying a couple more times, but she didn't think it went through. And so it ended up going through. They picked me out to come to this combine it was at Concord Raceway in North Carolina. And we ended up doing the combine, whatever. Like, I drive the legend car. I had no clue what I was doing. And after that, I signed with the Drive for Diversity program, did that deal. And it was kind of like, I don't want to bash on it, but we paid to redo that whole legend car, like motor, everything. Like, we pretty much gutted it to the chassis, and like everything was new in it. And so I ended up racing that. I did okay. Like, I wasn't anything spectacular by any means. I had no clue what I was doing. I had no clue what the difference was from a tight and loose car. Like, I was just kind of like thrown into it, and I was used to off-road racing. And so after that, we were kind of like, what do we do now? And so I ended up, my parents paid to get me a test in a late model, whatever, and just like try it, because I had no clue like what to do, what was going on. And so I ended up testing this late model, and I think I was like about 14, maybe almost 15. And I ended up testing this late model, and this guy was like, hey, you're doing really good, whatever. And he's like, can I call Toyota? And I was like, I have no clue. Like, I was like, sure, like, I don't know what that does. And so I was like, I don't know. I was like, go for it. I was like, I don't know what that's going to end up being. It was, yeah, great phone call, by the way. They helped a lot. And so they ended up, after that, Toyota took me to Madera, California, to drive another late model, like do another test. And there was a few girls there. And I ended up being pretty fast. And that went well once I started figuring out what I was supposed to do. And after that, they kind of signed me the deal where the first year was, I still had no clue what I was getting into. It was late models up in Madera, probably about 8 to 10 races. And then after that, they're like, oh, let's go to K&N. And still, I'm like, I remember going to one K&N race at Kern County and seeing like, oh my God, they have semis. Like, that, it looked like cup racing to me. It was like, oh, holy grail. Like, you've made it when you race K&N type deal. And then I started racing K&N and realized that it wasn't cup racing. Still cool. Wasn't cup racing though. And so after that, it just kind of 2 years at K&N, and here we are.
All right. I have to wonder, like, I do have to wonder really quick, just building off that. It's like you get up to Cup and you're like sitting there for a second just going, man, K&N actually was better. What the hell?
No, I'd say the K&N race at Phoenix was pretty good. I feel like that was a decent race.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's better than the Cup race.
Oh, yeah, it was way better than the Cup race.
Yeah.
At least people got to pass there. All right, so let's get into some fan questions really quick.
You got to get Streamville.
Streamville. Yeah. I'll get into the super chats right now. So, yeah, Streamville Speedway. Hailie, he is your biggest fan. He is.
I see his stuff.
Yeah, like he has asked to be on. He has asked us to get you on the podcast for months now, and little did he know we were like, coinciding back and forth, trying to work out a deal for you to be on here. So glad he's enjoying this. And holy crap, Joseph just donated $100. Thanks, buddy.
Joseph,
Jesus Christ! I'm just donating money. All right, now let me get into the super chats really quick. Jacob, for $2. Thanks, man. Says, nice beard, Jarrett. Yeah.
Thank you. Been working on it for a few months.
He's been growing it out for a while. And David Land, famous IndyCar YouTuber, with the $5 super chat. This counts as a fan question. Deegan, what do we have to do to get you in an Indy Lights car for the Freedom 100 next year?
Well, I want to know this too.
Man, I'd say when I look at IndyCar racing, that's sketchy. Like, IndyCar racing and IndyCar racing is a little sketchy. That's something where sprint cars and Indy cars, that's something where it's like you're playing with that kind of little line right there. And it's just, things can go wrong very quick, especially when you don't know what you're in for, which I've never been. I can go-kart, stuff like that. Like, I have shifter carts, tag carts, and I feel like I'm decent at go-karting. But that's a different game than go-karting.
I don't want to come across as a baby, but the reason why I tell people like Indy cars and my thing is because it scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I think of them going, in an oval, even Indianapolis every year. And I'm like, you are going 230 miles per hour. If you touch a fender, you are flying into a fence. I watch and I'm like, it makes me sick to my stomach. And I'm just like, I can't do it.
Whole open cockpit. I don't like that.
Oh,
I think that will change in the next few. Wait, they are changing it right now, actually, right?
I
I'm pretty
believe
sure.
so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
that
working on
that'll
it.
change and they'll make it a little bit safer. But for me, like, I can't fathom a driver like just you can't touch the other driver because if you do, like, you both are flying. It's crazy to me. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely
But
insane.
huge respect to IndyCar. You know, huge respect. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to
I
bash
like
them.
IndyCar.
Yeah, no, 100%. People who do that they got some guts, but
Yeah.
like,
They're insane.
Yeah, I've gotten into IndyCar as well. Let's see. Terry Haas with the $24 super chat. Thanks, man. Says appreciate everything y'all have done to help keep the sport thriving. Hashtag raise hell, praise Dale. Yep, damn right. Also, Griffin Spear, aka Grip Dog, with the $3 super chat.
I have that same shirt.
Really?
that you're wearing, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Good
for you.
taste. Good
Nice.
taste.
Yeah, good taste, absolutely. So Griff's question is, do you know what the 2018 Summer Showdown is, Hailie? So remember, Hailie, this was like back in the summer at Iowa Speedway. You signed a custom car. You remember that, right? It was the 70s.
I remember that. I remember
yeah.
you DM'd me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like basically, so I'll explain that more. So, you know NR 2003, right? NASCAR Racing 2003, the simulator.
Yeah.
So, Griff is he's one of those YouTubers in that community, and last year, basically the whole community pretty much pitched in and helped him throw, this whole Summer Showdown event where he made, I think I want to say 60 to 80 custom cars.
I think it was around like closer to 80.
Yeah, 80
Like,
custom
you put
cars.
everything in.
Yeah, and he had you running a furniture row motorsports custom 76. What's the company again, Jarrett? The insert. I can't remember.
I just know it is the nice teal car.
Yeah, it's basically the nice teal car. And yeah, to make a long story short, you won the whole thing. So then we all got him a custom car after that because like we just wanted to thank him. So yeah, we all pitched in and got him that. So yeah, when you got that signed, I was like, oh, like do you know like the story behind this? Did he tell you?
Yeah, no, I didn't know the story behind it.
Yeah, so basically that's the whole thing. And Danny B Talks with the $10 super chat. Hey Hailie, as one of the other hosts, I sadly couldn't be there tonight at Disney World on his honeymoon actually. But me and the wife wish you luck, good luck in 2020, and thank you for taking a pic with her at Bristol.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, I'm sure you're having a nice time at Disney World.
Yeah, I remember, Bristol. It was funny because after the race, Darren and I were like, "Hey, there's Hailie. Should we go up?" And it's like after you didn't look very happy after the race, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw you like
Bristol or second Bristol?
Second one, night race."
Yeah, it was the second one. Yeah, like Jarrett was like, "Hey, what's up?" And
Yeah, I'm like, "Hey," and then I see you look over. I'm just like,
No,
I'll leave it be for now.
And like instantly when I walk through like the pits and stuff, you have to go like head down, eyes forward, or else you'll be there for like an hour. And that's something like I love the fans. I love everyone who supports me. Like I usually give people as much time as like I can, but there's like some points where like I'm running to the restroom, running back to my car. And people will legit come up to me and like grab me and like stop me or look up, and I'll be running because like usually if I'm trying to get somewhere, I'll run just because like usually I'm late. And so people will legit come and walk in front of me. So like I stop. And so that's something where it's like it gets a little not out of control, but like at some point you have to worry about getting your racing done. But like I'm 100% giving as much free time as I have to the fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in those moments, fans can at least hold happiness in knowing that they are your motivation for cardio day.
Yeah.
For long distance cardio day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really quick, Hailie, my apologies for keeping you here a bit longer and stuff. Like we've gotten so many super chats. All right, thank you. All right, so Shrimpville with another super chat says, Hailie, favorite color, plans for 2020, and favorite food. So he basically put three
favorite
questions.
color. I mean, I only wear the color black. That's like you won't ever find me in color ever.
Yeah.
For some reason, and if you do, it's the Monster logo green. That's like pretty much the only color. I'll wear like white shoes and stuff. And then what was the next one?
Plans for 2020. You still don't.
The significant question everyone's been asking.
Yeah.
As of now, I'm just waiting kind of on sponsor deals, figuring out what our budget is so we can figure out where we want to go. That's the biggest thing is let's make sure we have enough money to do what we want the right way. And that's the thing, like I don't want to be in equipment that's good but not great. Like I want to be in great equipment so I can show everything I've learned, everything that I've been working towards building up to. So I'm not trying to make up for the equipment or doing something like a car shouldn't be in. And so I think we're just really working on quality equipment. And it's taking obviously a lot longer time, but
What
Are you
the-
good?
No, Joseph just donated me $200. What the hell's going on?
he's
Jesus Christ.
trolling you with kindness.
He's just
and
trolling.
money.
Is he even leaving messages, Joseph?
No,
What
it's
the
not
heck?
even leaving a message
He
either.
just donated money. What the heck? Haley, thank you for coming on because I'm getting
Yeah, no
rich tonight,
problem.
bro. I'm getting rich off of this.
Yeah, this stream alone is paying Darian's tuition,
Yeah, I was
so
paying my bills.
he's good to go.
Awesome.
I got bills to pay.
I got bills to pay too. And believe it or not, K&N Racing don't make the biggest paychecks.
Oh no, I bet. Yeah.
That's the incentive for moving up the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
it is.
And I guess the final question from him was favorite food.
Favorite food? Probably Mexican food, tacos. I love tacos.
All right. Bet.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's look at some other. Michael Klein with the $2 super chat. He's also a race car driver. Says I've always had trouble signing checkered flags. Have you had any trouble signing like flags?
Yeah, you gotta go for the forearms and you like push them across.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, we had that problem in Bristol.
Yeah. One of our fans came up to us and like we all had to sign it, and we just basically put it down on like the.
Yeah, you have to set it on something. I hate the little flags. I hate those ones.
Yeah.
They kind of hold it. Yeah.
Yeah. Chrome Diesel with the $5 super chat. His question is, which cars did you like? Would you like to race on? Gen 4 style or Gen 6? Like, oh yeah, that's right. You did race a Gen 4 car in the season opener. So like, which one was better, Gen 4 or Gen 6?
I don't know. When it comes to the technical, more that side, I'd say it doesn't really. I don't know. None of it really like. I'm worried about like how fast the car is. If it's faster, I'll take it.
So it
I'm
don't
not
matter.
really like. I don't get too specific with that. As long as the car has speed, I'll drive it.
All right, absolutely understandable. Let's see. Cody H Gaming with the $5 super chat says, "Hey Haley, what was your favorite track to race at on the K&N schedule this year, and why?"
I'd say the second Bristol was pretty fun. I'd say Iowa has always been one that's fun to me. Not when you have a loose car. A loose car kind of sucks at Iowa. Kansas was fun because that was my first mile and a half. But I think ISM's my favorite right now. Just because of those restarts. It was so much fun. It was so scary, but so much fun.
The friendly alligator with $5. Let's see. Oh, well, this is about like something else, but like, how do you feel about the JonTron video with Garrett Smithley? Have you seen that yet?
The one with I don't even know if I've seen it.
Yeah, he's.
It was like 2 hours ago. It's like brand new.
Yeah.
Like
no,
I haven't seen it either.
Wait, let me pull it up now.
Yeah, Darren's like, hey, have you seen the JonTron video? I'm like, I'm not. No, what?
Wait, no,
He's like,
I didn't say that. No, someone else.
No,
said
it's like, no, before the show, you're like,
Oh,
hey, have you seen it? I'm like,
yeah. I thought you said
Oh.
DMs. I was like, oh, apparently everyone's making this a big deal. Like, I know Danny was.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, I guess Garrett Smithley drove him around or he raced him, something like that.
We've just turned into a reaction video now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Turned into a reaction.
People in the communist student like me.
Oh my god.
Okay. So like, slave your camp. Okay.
I only hear it in and out, and I
Oh my god.
That
Wow.
laugh.
That was something else. I don't know. That's not my forte.
Nah, understandable. All right, Sloppy Joe with the $9 super chat says, "Thanks for coming on the show, Haley. Question: if you can race anyone in NASCAR or in the history of the sport 1v1, who would it be and why?"
Ooh. I mean, this is kind of an out there one, but I feel like when it comes to past girl racers, it'd probably be fun to have a nice race. But I don't know, that'd be like, once I have more years of experience, I feel like that would be a good one against some past girls.
So, like, I don't know. Do you know of any from the sports?
I mean, I'd say there's been a few to make it to the top 3 levels, but I don't know. That's something that it depends. I think it'd just be fun to like learn from someone. I guess maybe Danica. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a nice, not like a challenge thing or that, but like just like to see like what she knows and stuff, because obviously I'll never be able to race against her and cup with her. Even if I make it to cup, I hope so, but I'll never really be able to race against her. So it's like I'll never be able to see like what she knows and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Which I like. I like gaining information. That's my thing. Like I will get as much information out of every single driver before a race. And I swear I'd probably get really annoying. But that's like, I love learning information from other drivers.
Right on.
Hey, speaking of other drivers, I actually want to ask this because with it being Homestead weekend, who's your pick for the
Who's my
Cup
pick?
championship at least?
Man.
There's 3 Toyota
better-
drivers, so you
better pick
don't
a
have.
certain driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say right now, probably, I really like Martin. He's always been super cool. His personality, he's just so laid back, chill, like country guy. He's cool.
All
I
right.
think so.
All right.
Then he's gonna prove you wrong. All right, keep going.
Yeah, Denny.
I agree.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, all right. So just a few more questions here, and we're good to go. Let's see. Corvette Racing 48 says his question is, "What's your favorite Monster Energy flavor, and what's your opinion on Kyle Busch?"
I'd say my favorite Monster Energy flavor. So right now, I usually drink the sugar-free ones. They're the ultras, and so I usually drink the white one. But then all of a sudden, I tried this green one. It's like the neon green, and it tastes like a green Jolly Rancher. So that one was my favorite right now. My opinion on Kyle Busch, he's a badass driver. Like, there's not many people that are gonna be better. Kyle Busch is definitely in that top 5 of the most badass drivers out there. At the end of the day, like he's been in the game for quite a lot of time. He's had a lot of experience, but like hands down, like the man does what he has to do to win.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Heck, he even ran on foot 2 miles
I know,
to
I
beat all
saw
of
it.
them.
No, it was 4 or 5 miles. It was gnarly.
No, they. I saw Hamlin was like talking about it, and he goes, "We've been bamboozled." Apparently, the bus had to take a 5-mile route, whereas if
he
you
only
click
had
walking, yeah, he took I think 1.8, and he did it
Oh,
like.
okay. I thought it was like 4 or 5 miles.
No,
So
it wasn't even 2, and he's like, "Well, I finished in 22 minutes," and I'm just like, "Okay,
that's
I haven't."
impossible.
I'm like, I haven't run in a while, but I know for a fact that like 22 minutes for 5 miles, and then they showed it was a 1.8, and I'm like, oh, that's
That makes sense.
really unimpressive. I do marathons, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, he runs. He still runs. I did
Oh, yeah,
track
I
back in
hate
high
that.
school. I don't run no more. Yeah, those days
Yeah,
are gone.
I'm the crazy one in the group.
Yeah, for
I
real.
run willingly.
All right, so 2 more fan questions. So from Auto Rockin' Racing 94, his question is, which competitor brings you enormous joy of beating on the track?
I'd say when you get someone with higher, so not necessarily like I'd say it's a specific person, but Bill McAnally Racing, they're a K&N team, which now they're trying to get into trucks, but there's some other teams that are like have truck teams, Xfinity teams, Cup teams, like stuff like that. And when you have those, just because I know their technology and their information they have is so good that when you beat a driver with that level of intel and everything that's in their car, it makes you like, yeah, I did it.
Nice.
All right, so the final question, Demetrius Wilson with the $2 super chat. His question is, Hailie, how do you feel about the media attention?
The media attention, it has its pros and cons, which I'm not going to complain like getting media attention, because there's a lot of drivers that like you see walking around the track and like no one even realizes they're a driver, which I'm like, dang, that would suck. So I think at the end of the day, it has its pros and cons. When you're trying to rush, get places quick, it makes it a little more difficult, but I'm not complaining. Like when I have free time, I try to give it to the fans, everyone at the track, but media attention, and you get everything, especially with how open I am with my life and how open I am to the media and kind of like show everything, it gets critiqued a lot more. Like I made a tweet back during Speed Weeks and it ended up getting turned into a couple articles. And so I was like, uh-oh. And so there's certain things where like that you get critiqued a lot more and you have to be a lot more careful, but I'm still so open with my life and social media and so involved in it that it makes it a little difficult sometimes. So
Yeah, understandable. And I guess my final question from me, did you have fun on this podcast?
I had fun. I had a lot of fun. Easygoing, laid back, awesome.
All right.
Make sure to give us a good Yelp review, because that
Yeah.
helps us, I guess.
That helps us a long way.
Are you going to be at Homestead by chance, or any Cup
not.
races next year?
Oh, dang.
No.
Yeah.
Darn.
A lot of us NASCAR YouTubers will be there, though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 of us will. So, really quick, before you head out, just give the fans a reminder of where they can find you on social media.
Oh man,
Oh,
someone's calling the
there we go.
That's my grandma. I mean, on my social media, I think it's just all Hailie Deegan now. It was Dirt Princess for a long time, and I was like, I am not claiming that, so I clipped that. Now it's usually all of it's usually just Hailie Deegan. I made a TikTok, which I just started, so you guys should all hop
I
on
got.
that.
I'm gonna write that down
Yeah,
now. I gotta
write it
get on
down.
TikTok.
Yeah, same. Everyone's getting on
You guys
TikTok.
need to get. If you're not on TikTok, you need to get on TikTok.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
that's what
I
everyone's
showed
saying.
it. What?
That's what everyone's saying. Like, they're telling me, hey,
Oh my
get
god!
on
If you
TikTok.
guys aren't on it,
It's on the
addicting.
App Store, right?
There's a few guys that like hardcore racer guys that like I've been like, dude, get on TikTok, like some of my close friends, and they get on it and they're like, no, like TikTok's lame and stuff. All of a sudden they get on it. Next thing you know, like they're hours at it on days, like on it, and it's hilarious. It's
Oh, no,
so
it
funny.
is.
It's addicting. It's really addicting.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
second that. It is
Yeah,
great.
I'll
All
look
right.
into that, definitely.
It's downloading now.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Shop Deegan's are great. You can buy my merch. We just came out with new stuff. Diecast are still on there. Autographed ones. Only place you get real autographed diecast.
I was wearing one of your shirts last week, seeing how many people would figure out that, oh yeah, we're having her on next week. So we said we had a big announcement, and I'm like wearing your shirt, and they're just like, oh, that's a really nice shirt. I'm like,
Yeah, it is,
isn't
nice.
it?
Wonder why, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Hailie,
All right,
thank
it
you.
is downloaded.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, TikTok's downloading. I'll get on it after tonight's podcast. Hailie, thank you so much. It has been a privilege to have you on here. We appreciate it, and good luck in 2020. And hopefully, we'll have you on again for sometime next year. We would love.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you guys.
All right.
Good luck,
Thanks
Hailie.
for
Take
being
care.
on.
Good
Yeah.
luck. Take
Good
care.
luck.
Bye bye.
The
All right.
hardest part about Zoom, turning it off.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. Turning it off, man. That's always the hardest part. Well, that was Hailie Deegan, guys. Yeah, that just happened. Appreciate all the super chats. Sorry if I didn't get to
Jesus.
all of your fan questions. Like, I was
Joseph,
getting a ton.
what the hell are you doing?
Joseph, you're freaking crazy. You're nuts. You're nuts, dude. Like,
I'm
jeez.
going to DM him after this and be like,
He
why?
donated $300.
Just what? Why?
And then Corvette Racing donated 50. Guys, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Darian, since I know we can't say which exact one it is, when we do our first 2020 meetup, you're buying dinner for everyone.
Oh, bet. Gotcha. Gotcha. No problem.
You're buying me my chicken tenders at Homestead.
Yeah, just give me something.
I'm trying to save as much money for my dog as possible, so I'll take every advantage.
Bet.
I'm just flat out cheap.
All right, so let's get.
So really quick,
the
we haven't
podcast.
said it yet. We got over 350 still watching. Click that like button, y'all.
Click the like
We're
button.
at 416. I think we're at actually 424. So very nice. Anyway, lick that like button, y'all. And I guess, Darren, you're cool. Let's just sort of get in it.
Let's get into it now.
I just want to say, for the people that never think I'd make it in this world, I was just a guest on the same podcast as Hailie Deegan's.
There you go. See,
Take that,
guys
guys.
made it.
All right, continue.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Ism.
Oh God.
Happened. It happened. That's it. No, we actually do have to talk about it because there's a lot of stuff that did happen, even though the racing was shabby. It was very bad. Personally, I would give it a 3 out of 10. I think it was probably the second worst race of the year. The only one that was worse was the first Pocono race. I think if you didn't have the playoff stuff going on to keep people interested, I don't think people would be talking in any positive light about this race. It just, this package with shorter tracks, man. It's tough. It's rough as hell.
It was so
they need
bad.
to change it.
It was so bad, dude. Like, I was watching the race, and I'm just like, this is the race that decides the final four. Like,
this is gonna be the finale next year. Let's remember that. That's what I put. I think I put in one of our group chats. I'm like, guys, just remember how much you hate this race right now. For when people are trying to say next year that it was a good move to put this at the finale.
It sucks. Like, it just sucks too. Like, NASCAR's definitely got to change up the whole package deal when it comes to the short tracks. They have something going with the mile and a
Specifically,
halves, but
yes.
yeah, but like,
For the restarts.
Yeah, for the restarts at least. Still a ton of work to be done. Road courses and short tracks need a complete overhaul. No questions asked.
Well, I'll personally say like I did not watch the race for reasons. So I didn't see like the specific racing you guys are talking about, but I did see highlights and I did see a lot of anger on social media.
Yeah,
I
people were
hopped on there
pissed.
and I was like, this is kind of odd because usually I'm the one that's negative, but here's everyone just going everywhere, and I'm just like, wow, this is interesting.
Instead of getting
Um,
pissed at you for being negative, they'll be pissed at you positive now.
yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I think no, I did not watch the MLS Cup. I was at a retro event. No, I did not watch MLS Cup. Congratulations to who won that? Seattle? I don't even know who won it. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the thing is like when people get angry about. I think this was the most angry I've seen fans with the short track package. So I guess that speaks to how poor the race was. But everyone saw this coming with any knowledge of racing. You know, you could see it coming. So we've seen a sample size of it in 2015, and you would see it happen again. And so it comes to a point where you just don't get it. You shouldn't get angry about it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty confident they will make a change. Not in terms of the track, not host the track will obviously host the finale, but there will be probably a change with the spoiler size and some other things on there on the car where that they can do. If not, um, they're just stubborn. I mean, that's really all it is. So hopefully they change it. If not, then if not. But
Or in my
Well,
case,
even
the
Steve
board.
O'Donnell, even Steve O'Donnell, though, I wrote down this quote he had. He said that when they asked him about the package for next year, he said, we still have some work to do on short tracks and road courses.
You think?
I mean, for Steve O'Donnell especially to be public about the fact that they have problems with it, I think shows like that they have to be working on it right now.
my
There's
my
no way.
issue with that is like yes, you can say you're having problems with it, and by the way, that is much better than saying we're perfectly fine. So I
Yeah.
give him credit for saying that. However, again, anyone could have been in that room when you decided to make this package, and they would have told you this isn't going to work. It's not. Listen, like I understand I'm not as qualified as a lot of the execs who are in business suits doing and making these decisions. However, literally anyone involved in that sport, from a team perspective, from a driver perspective, from an owner perspective, or from executive perspective, can easily tell you that was not going to work at short tracks. So I don't necessarily feel bad for you if you then come out and say, "Yeah, we have work to do." Well, duh. It's like it's like saying it's like running a business and then making a terrible business decision and then saying, "Oh, we have a little bit of work to
We
do."
have a little bit of
Yes,
work.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
duh.
yeah, we know that. You know, it's so. Hopefully they get better, but again, I'm excited for 2021. So I don't think these issues will be a problem then. They just have to work for
Hopefully.
it next year.
Yeah.
See, my fear for 2020 right now is that it's going to be sort of it's sort of got to kind of be like, a lot of football teams talk about like trap games. I remember when I played football, it's like there was this team that just was a perennial loser. They sucked. They were awful. They made the Browns look like Super Bowl champions. It was amazing how bad they were. And we ended up we beat them, but barely. And it was a trap game. And I'm wondering if NASCAR is going to fall into that, where they're looking so far ahead at 2021 and 2022 with the new engine that they're just going to be like, oh, we're fine with 2020. The package, we don't need to change it because the ratings have been up for the most part, which if anyone saw the ISM ratings,
Ism.
not so much. So that is my biggest fear going into next year, is that they've made these majority good changes to the schedule to make the playoff races at least have a lot of drama in them and entertainment, or whatever adjective you want to use with it. But my fear is that they're just sort of going to be like complacent, I guess, through to the new car. That's my biggest fear. I just had to put that out there because that's where I'm like, oh god, this
It's
could
not
be
complacency. It's just a money thing. You know, the
Yeah.
teams don't
Yeah.
want change right now because of financial reasons. However, everyone gets the same spoiler. That should not be
Yeah.
difficult to change.
Exactly.
You can easily take a lot off of there. Speed is not a problem.
That thing is huge.
I mean that's the one thing that should definitely change. Other aspects of the car, I don't know. They have to talk with the teams about that because again, the teams will not want too many different moving parts. So that's where they have to work on it a little bit. But the spoiler 100% should be changed. That should not be a
Yeah.
debatable point.
Really quick, Corvette Racing 48, thanks for the $5, buddy. Says 2019 package at the 550 horsepower tracks and the 2018 package at the 750 mile horsepower tracks. That's what they should do for next year. Maybe add more horsepower to it. I don't know. I'm not sure. But all I know is that cut the spoiler off. Like, that thing is too big on these short tracks and road courses. Like, nobody can pass. Like, the only guy who could pass on Sunday was Denny Hamlin, and he obviously had the best car, and then goes out and freaking, once he takes the lead, goes out to a whopping 10 to 12 second lead. Like, if that's what
it was that big?
Yeah.
What the
Yes. Dude, if that is what we are in store with, or in store for the championship finale next year, my God, that's
how many cars are on the lead lap?
8 or 7 or 8.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
Dennis Hamilton, my boy.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
Champion. He's about to be the champion.
Amazing scenes. I see why people hated that.
Yeah, it was so bad. Yeah, I liked it because I wanted Hamlin to make it in, but like obviously if you're not a Hamlin fan, I mean just that race, like and then of course Chase Elliott blows a tire, and thank goodness you didn't see that. It would have been too painful, Radman.
Really quick, I guess I should. We want to share the screen really quick and run through what our viewers thought. Yeah.
The poll, the famous iceberg poll.
All right, how do I do this again?
You just hit the share screen button.
I know, but it's like it's there. Okay,
Radman, you know of the famous iceberg poll, right? Right, Radman?
Honestly, no.
No.
Well,
okay,
we're
about to find out.
I run a poll each week. We didn't set a record, but I mean, we got close.
Very similar to the Jeff Gluck poll, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I add a little bit more nuance with it, just not a yes or no. It actually is really good at gauging what people think long term, because I've been doing it since Bristol. And but yeah, we didn't get a record. We got 4.3 thousand though, so that's pretty good. Let's get to 5,000 for the Homestead one. Finished the year really strong on that one. But 7% of you thought it was a great race. 19% of you thought it was good. 45% thought average. 17% thought below average, and 12% thought bad. Which means the net negativity actually outweighed the net positive for the first time since Pocono.
Oh, wow!
It's the second
for bad.
Well, it's the second most negatively received race of the season, behind only Pocono, because 29% of you had a net negativity rating of it, compared to 42% at Pocono. But here's the thing: is that other than the Fall Dover race, no other race is even close in negativity to this one. And as for positivity, aside from Texas last week, the last time it was this low was 4%. With, you guessed it, Pocono. We're going there twice in one weekend next year.
Hey, get it out the way. Get it out the way early.
Anyway, so let's see. I like immediately first comment: high downforce should not exist at a short track.
Right
trim the spoiler. Sucks that this track will be the finale. This is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I like having my point of view.
R.I.P. to Homestead, man. R.I.P. to Homestead.
Let's see. Hurts
me a little bit more that that's my home track.
I know, it sucks.
I was talking to a friend,
Daytona
and we were like, "Are you going to Homestead in March?" And we were both like, "Why?"
To see
it is
NASCAR
the most
racing.
Meaningless race.
So you
now.
can see NASCAR racing.
We've been spoiled. We've had the championship race for over a decade.
Yeah,
and now
the
it's
last
just nothing.
time
It's just like
the last time y'all had just a regular race was 2001. Like a generation of fans, like that's all they know is Homestead being the
took
champion.
it away from us and put it in March.
I remember IDK was telling us, he's like, "Yeah, this race is going to be dead come March because like everyone comes for the finale. They don't come for like just the track itself."
And also, the Gator Nationals are taking place as well, and it's also going to be hella
DC Comics Racing, but Natalie Decker's Wikipedia.
No,
beautiful.
I am not surprised by that. I'm not surprised.
Good thing we had a good female driver on the podcast.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Thank you, Deegan. We love you.
The 2016 points rule with the 2011. Okay, so the 2011 chase format, Truex is leading right now, and we got a 3-man race for the championship.
Nice.
So if you wanted, Streamville, Hailie had to leave because she has her own life to live outside of just the podcast.
Yeah, she had to eat. Like she was only supposed to be on for like 20 minutes. Like
Jake,
she's on for 40.
Jake, every week he put 2 weeks ago we put the First Amendment, then he put the second last week. Now it's the Third Amendment.
Wait, hold on. Scroll
Wait a
up.
minute.
NRF. Yeah, NRF.
You put the McDonald's menu.
No, it's not the McDonald's. It's like In-N-Out, Wendy's, KFC, Subway, Starbucks.
I don't understand this
I
comment.
don't.
But
I don't
anyway.
get it. It's just a bunch of fast food joints. Damn.
Oh, look, one about the race. It was meh, but I have mixed reactions to this track being the championship race. But I think a road course would be a good championship race. Anyone else agree? I'll ask, what do you guys think? Road course, yay or nay?
It all depends. Sonoma,
Nope.
no. Watkins
Nope.
Glen, I would that would be entertaining. I mean, NASCAR's
Nope.
going for entertainment, so might as well just.
Nope.
Just go to Daytona. That's what they want to
Yep.
do.
They want to go to Daytona. That's all they.
Yep.
want.
That's what that is. I'm telling you, that's a whole reason why they put it near the peak of hurricane season, is so it can get canceled and they can move it to the finale as a test run.
Move
and then just
Daytona
go
to
there.
November.
Yeah.
Guarantee.
That's
Let's
what
do
they're
it.
gonna do.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Yeah.
do it. I
I'm
guarantee it.
completely down for it. I'm not even kidding. Make the
Yeah.
championship race Daytona.
I mean, at this point, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by it. Anything.
Ratings would go through
Yeah.
the roof.
Yeah.
Nick put the Italian national anthem.
What the
I-
heck? Oh, IDK.
I'm proud-
I will be.
This is my first time seeing this post. I'm proud of a lot of you guys who post on here. You guys are understanding the meme culture.
Yes.
I'm really proud.
I love the NASCAR.
Well, we
YouTube.
encourage it. We
Yeah.
encourage it at this
I'm
point.
proud.
Like, let's see.
NASCAR
Richard-
needs more meme culture in here. Keep going. I like to post national anthems all the time. Like I usually post the England one because I'm a big England fan.
Mhm.
So or United Kingdom. So I'm always like, God save the Queen.
Let's see. IDK Homes to Miami will be the true finale. Don't at me. And Atlanta before the reconfiguration. Well,
Bro,
yeah.
IDK, he was so sad when he saw my video on the thing. He was just he was in tears.
I like this one. Florida Rail Productions. Anyone who was excited to see this track as the finale just got a brutal shot of reality. And when Homestead is good, a good race next week, it'll make it even more brutal.
I know.
It's so true.
It's true. It's so
Nice. Red and Yellow Larson fan with "Don't Stop Believing." The entire
Don't stop
lyrics of it.
Believe. I love it.
Copyright claimed.
But please stop singing. Let's see. Carnation Clip It, not Carnation himself, just Carnation Clip It saying hello to Hailie Deegan. It was a little too late with
It's
this.
too late.
I can't read half of these things, but it's amazing. Alexa, play B movie.
We love you
Denny
guys.
I know Denny delivers. His pick is obviously Denny Hamlin. What a shock.
Oh.
Let's see. Showman Bowman, worst race to see in years. I didn't like it. Let's see. One more meme. 3 a.m. by Matchbox 20. Yeah, I'll probably listen to that on the way home. And then every other comment coming all the way down here is Streamville talking about Hailie Deegan. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
What's
I
the
did not
final
realize
comment? Or what's the first comment on?
we're loading it up. Hold up.
It's
Hold
loaded.
it.
And it's
This
loading.
horrible college internet.
I was about to
is-
say that. Yeah, it's your horrible internet.
There you go, Jake.
Yes, like and heart it.
Let's see. Terrible and blatantly rigged. I wouldn't say that, but I will say I was very questionable on the fact of how Kyle Busch with 4 tires decided to take the high line right off the bat as soon as he got right behind Denny Hamlin.
I mean, was anyone surprised? Was anyone surprised?
I mean,
there?
yeah, we know Gibbs has a history of team orders, so I'm not not accusing this race of,
Just saying.
of not doing anything, but just saying that there might be a little tampering.
Maybe.
Just saying. Just maybe. Patriot Pioneer with last. This has to be like
Again?
He's probably, yeah, I think he's winning the podcast last car poll
Holy
points
crap.
right now.
Dude, you got to keep track of that next year. Who wins
Yeah,
the
I think
poll.
I'm gonna. I'm thinking.
Yeah, you keep track of
Yeah.
everything else, so you might as well just keep track of that.
Yeah, and then you can DM me over Twitter. I'll send you like a trophy of like a gold broken toilet.
Yeah, we'll send you.
I'm gonna steal it from Ed Soundhead. But thank you guys for all voting on the poll and for agreeing with everything I said. I guess really quick before we go into the lightning round, we can briefly talk about TV ratings, since I guarantee nobody else will be talking about it because it's negative.
All right.
Also,
cool.
that's my beautiful.
Beautiful thumbnail. What a beautiful
Yes.
thumbnail there.
I love this. It shows that the Planet of the Apes is real, and I don't know how to get out of this.
You just press stop share screening at the top, I think.
Oh, there. Yeah, my camera blocks that.
Oh yeah,
There we go.
mine's blocking it too. There we go. Okay.
So, if anyone wanted to know what my thumbnail was, there you go.
Hey, so really quick, we are at the top of the hour, so that means Dylan
let's
Smith's
get the-
about to come on. So I'll
Yes.
send him the invite.
Well,
But
yeah, send
go
the
ahead.
invite right after we finish the lightning round. But first, I want to talk about the ratings really quick. 1.63 rating, 2.567 million viewers, which means it was down 20% in ratings
Oh,
and down 22.5% in viewership.
So bad. What? Why? Why?
Probably because I don't. Well, it's been. I mean, ever since that 20% increase, it's been very up and down.
We were
all
doing
over
so
the place.
good though. But I mean, I expected a little bit of a decrease, but damn, jeez.
Maybe because
Yeah,
once
but-
they were 40 laps into the race and everyone was 3 seconds apart. it
Yeah,
was like,
maybe that's why everyone's like, nope.
Let's go watch football, you know?
Yeah, let's watch football. Let's go watch the Rams lose to the Steelers.
Yeah,
And
I
the
know
Dolphins win
everyone's-
again, sadly.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you guys are blatantly ruining your tank.
What's going on, Radman? You're supposed to be tanking, not winning.
The Dolphins have disappointed me my entire life, and they even disappoint me when trying to lose.
So let me get this straight. So Chase Elliott disappointed you. His tire did, and the Dolphins are Yeah, I feel bad. I'm sorry, man.
Arsenal keep losing.
Oh, Arsenal. Yep,
Yeah.
that's right. Oh yeah, Stan Kroenke owns that team. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's never.
Please
Wait a
end
minute,
my
is that the
misery.
same dude as
Someone in the
NFL?
chat, please end my misery,
Yes.
please.
Yes, Jared. It is.
You're
It is.
so screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed.
I don't even know what we're talking about, but I hear that name and I'm like, done.
Yeah.
If I wasn't on a cussing abstinence, I would have a 4-letter word that you guys are. Well, no, it would be a 6-letter word at this point. You guys are screwed. Anyway, I guess we can go into the lightning round since majority of the points on here.
Hey,
are about
so
the
really
lightning
quick,
round.
I have this to say really quick. So, Joseph DM'd me and he tweeted this out. The $100 at first was a real donation. The $200 was meant to be $20.
You're paying $180 for his dinner in Homestead, man.
No, once I get
You're paying the weekend.
Once I get the ad revenue next month, Joseph, I will pay you back $180. All right, I
Anyway.
got you.
Lightning round. Let's get her done.
Let's get the lightning round rolling. Jarrett, do your thing, boy. Go ahead.
Alrighty. So the money team is not on the entry list. Big shock.
Man, I'm shocked. I thought they was gonna do good.
I did too, but I had too much hope.
Dalen was hyping them up. It's all Dalen. He was hyping them up the last time he was on.
Kyle Busch, he can win on the track and he can win on the streets of where they at? New York. All cities look alike to me. So yeah, if anyone hasn't seen that, look on Denny Hamlin's Twitter. I think he has like an 8-minute video chronicling the whole thing. It's hilarious. And I also realized that I can beat Kyle Busch in any foot race ever. Anyway,
Bad form. It's all about the form, Kyle. Come on.
y'all can in the chat can tell me yes or no if I'm right about this, because I saw it, but I didn't see any official like confirmation. But a few people were saying that Tony Stewart is going to be the pace car driver at Homestead. So if that's true, awesome. I hope to meet him. Little tidbit here about this decade: the 2010s will be the first full decade in NASCAR history that there has been no one who has won consecutive championships in Cup. I have a feeling that this crapshoot format has helped out in that
I was
a lot.
about to say I'm not surprised by that. The format.
Yeah, and at the time I figured if anyone was to do it, it'd be Kyle Busch or Jimmy Johnson. Well, Johnson sort of he's on the way to the bottom of the
fell off a
roller
cliff.
coaster.
Fell off a cliff.
Yeah, you can ask Roots more about that one. And then Kyle Busch seems to like to choke stuff away for the most part. Gregson is returning to JRM in 2020.
Please,
I'm not shocked either.
Don't be mediocre. Rise to the occasion, Gregson.
You can also vote for Chase Elliott's Hooters paint scheme. Please vote for the black paint scheme because it looks amazing.
Nah, vote for
Awesome.
the white one, the winging it.
Vote
Winging it.
Vote for the black one.
Black one. Yeah, and Streamvote can he can start start a campaign saying how Hailie Deegan's favorite color is apparently black. Black car. There you go, Streamville. You have a campaign that you can start making, man.
Well, you know what they say: good black coat, good black don't crack. You know what they say. That's a dad joke. There's your dad joke for the day from Black Flags Matter.
$1,000. We'll get to that in a bit, but keep your damn mouth shut. And also JonTron, we talked about a little earlier, and got a little bit of a reaction video. JonTron posted the video of him riding with Garrett Smithley and racing him on go-karts and so on and so forth. And I'm not a JonTron fan, but if you are, go ahead and watch. And that's the lightning round, guys. I want to get through that really quick because we got a few topics on here that. Really quick. Tift and Front Row parted ways. That was unfortunate. But we pretty much saw that coming. And the SHR is working to keep Suarez in the 41, according to Adam Stern. And the other rumor is that he might be in the 43. but I didn't see any.
No, so
Yeah.
this was confirmed. So Bubba's coming back to the 43 next year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I don't get why
It
that
was
rumor
confirmed.
was going around.
Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
get it either. Everyone was so sure. Well, some people on Twitter were so sure of it, but no, it's been confirmed. And we had somebody join for a moment here. I think that's
Hemrick's going to JRM also.
What's been going on with a lot of these Twitter accounts breaking rumors and stuff?
Oh, I know.
How is
There's
this
like,
happening?
It's I don't know, man.
There's so many like some of them.
Where did the in the knows come from? In England, it's something called in the know ITKs. So where did they come from? So I haven't seen them before. Now, like I'll see stuff retweeted on my timeline. It's like, what?
I know it blows my mind at this point.
I know it's crazy.
Dylan, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Hello, AKA Black Mamba. What's going on?
What up? Y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is with that ugly hat?
Yeah.
We
What's
had
with
this
that hat of the Ram Killers?
Yeah, actually, honestly, I was going to wear a different one, but I figured I'd start off with this one just to remind you who the champ was and everything.
Man, we had this conversation on Friday. Yeah, Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that,
Yeah, whatever.
7 to 7.
Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah.
What more do you want?
While we were bar hopping in Vegas, he would not stop talking about the Patriots or whatever. But yeah.
After how you were, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I do like to talk smack, so I get what I deserve. Oh well. Anyways, really quick, Dalen, congrats on your appearance on Glass Case of Emotion. I watched that. That was pretty
nice.
cool.
Woo!
Yeah,
No, that was cool, man. So like Ryan, like I told him a while ago, I was like, hey man, like, because we were talking about it, it's like I want to get you on the show, and like early on in the year, before the year really started, I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And I was thinking of a good reason to be on the show. Like I didn't want to just be on the show to be on the show, you know. And we did that deal last year where he helped me out, and I put Glass Case of Emotion on the race car at the Snowflake, and Movember was on it too. So I was like, well, we'll do Movember again this year. So even though I'm not racing, let me get on there and we'll talk about that a little bit. So it worked out good, man. It was a good show. Everyone seemed to like it.
Oh,
so
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely liked it.
Trying to fix my camera here.
There you go. It's good.
Bang.
There you go.
Bang, bang. Yeah. So what are you guys up to? How's it been? It's been a minute. I ain't seen y'all in a minute.
Well, we just interviewed Deegan. That was for like 40 minutes. That was awesome. So you're following her up, so don't disappoint.
Yeah, I'll try not to. Listen, anytime she's doing something, it's always fun. So it's hard to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just sort of doing this and then getting ready for flying out to Homestead tomorrow.
Yeah. See, Dylan. He was gonna come out if Ryan Blaney made it. He was gonna come out to Homestead if Blaney made it.
Yeah, we had a deal. If he won or if he got into the Final Four, he's like, all right. He's like, if I make the Final Four, you definitely come. I'm like, all right, that's fair. And this didn't work out, man. Unfortunately.
So he's gonna be.
I mean, I guess I could still drive down or find somebody who's going down. I mean, I still got a couple days.
Yeah, yeah, you could. Yeah, we definitely see you up there too. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun. Wink, wink.
I could crash on one of y'all's places or something.
We got a house.
We got a house.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard it's pretty dope.
Yes.
The more the merrier.
There's like 10, 12 people staying in it, something like that.
Yeah, I think there's something like that.
We can fit another person in.
What's one more person, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I want to ask this one. We talked about us three talked about this before the show, and we know you're a fan of the package. But a short track wise, I guess where do you go on the package this way? Because you kind of know where like I line up and where Darian does.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be good everywhere. And let's be honest, like none of the packages were good everywhere. So I think we're to the point now to where we almost gotta make a bigger differentiating factors between the short track and the intermediate, right? I mean, I think that the intermediate deal works really well, but the short track deal, we're struggling a little bit. The restarts are fire. The restarts are awesome. They're always awesome at Phoenix. They still were. But it's missing that being able to pass factor that should always stay in short track race. And so we need to figure that out a little bit more.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin had like a 30-second lead, so that's when things were just oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
bad.
that's not what we're looking for. But here's the other thing too: is sometimes people hit it right, and no matter what everyone else is doing, if they hit it right, they hit it right. And that thing was on rails.
Yeah, Hamlin was clutch. He came in clutch finally. Maybe he might finally win that first championship. Hopefully.
He
If he
seems
does,
like a
it's
different
because of
driver
Chris
this year.
Gabehart. What was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
He seems like a different person and driver this year. Like Denny Hamlin of the
Happier.
past. Yeah, he's happier. It's just everything about him just is like elevated at this point. It's like if 2010 Denny Hamlin had like the type of like off track, I guess, what's the right word, like confidence and persona and stuff that he has right now, he wouldn't have had a problem, I don't think, at Homestead that year. Like it's just
Yeah.
he reminds me of 2010 Hamlin, except with that added it factor that can push him forward. Now, again, with this one race deal, like I don't know, anything can happen, but I don't know, man. He's my favorite right now.
Also
for it.
2014, because I put 2014 in the back of my mind because I was a massive Gordon fan and Texas really pissed me off. So I don't remember much about 2014, but I do remember he was in the Final Four and he was leading before Harvick passed him. So I don't remember how good of a year he had then. I always think back to 2010.
But it was like
Gordon had a good year in 2014.
no,
Hamlin.
Oh, Hamlin.
Yeah.
Oh, Hamlin made the
Hamlin
final
was
four.
like, no, but like if you look in general, like Gordon just all through the year was awesome. Whereas, and same with like Junior and Keselowski. Whereas, like I think Hamlin was around like a 8th to 12th place guy. He was around like the Newman range, except he had to win.
Yeah.
So
I think the big thing with Hamlin this year is Chris Gabehart. Like Chris, I've met Chris before. He's a great dude, but even when they were talking about him, he's the type of guy that you'd want to like go to war with. Like he's building you up and like, hey man, like get your head right. You know what I mean? He's like a coaching crew chief, like the coaches from like football and basketball and stuff like that. So I like that and people that are leading my ship. So that's pretty cool to see.
He's also building some pretty damn fast race cars.
Yeah, very fast race
Good
cars.
God.
I mean, Hamlin had that other crew chief for a long time. What was his name? Mike Wheeler?
Mike Ford.
Or
Mike, well, he had Wheeler, and then before that he had Ford.
Ford. Yeah, Ford. They almost won the championship with Wheeler. They were like
Ford
sort of
opened
on
his
and on.
mouth up.
How long
That
has
was
it
the
been?
problem
How
there.
long has it been since Darian was his crew chief?
Darian Grubb?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez,
How long has
I
it been?
completely forgot.
2012?
Yeah,
So-
I remember because
so-
that year he was well on his way to competing, and then like Martinsville happened, and it just went all downhill.
Yeah.
So yeah, because Darian was with Smoke, and then he went from Smoke to Denny, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
how that worked. Yeah.
And he outperformed Stewart that year. Just saying.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, Darian's smart, man. That guy gets it done.
What's he do? I can't remember. What's he doing now? Is he like working for like Hendrick or something now? Or,
Yeah, I think he's like
Okay.
some type of research and development over at Hendrick.
Yeah, because I think I saw him. I was over by Johnson Taller at Kansas, and I think I saw him, but I didn't recognize him because there was like so much gray. And
Yeah.
I think of him as 2011 Darian Grubb, so like I don't think of
Yeah.
him 10 years later.
No, when I think of Darian Grubb, I remember 2006 when he had to fill in for Chad Knaus in the Daytona 500.
The 500.
On the Daytona 500, man. First time out, man. It's crazy.
That's when I think everyone probably should have realized they were screwed for the foreseeable future. Like,
Yeah.
oh crap, this dude is a backup crew chief and he's just as good as anybody else out there. We are screwed.
Yeah.
I guess we can get into like next topic real quick. The fairgrounds are screwed also.
it's
Just
That's not true.
Oh, okay.
the city
All right,
is trying its best to kill it right now.
okay, all right. So,
They're trying. They're
Mr.
trying hard.
Positivity over here. Why is it not
Yeah,
true?
man. Well, did you see the post that Junior put out?
Wasn't
No.
it? It was something about like, we're gonna do our best to keep the race.
Well, I mean, it came from. Where did it come from? It came from the Smiths group there, SMI group, and they're still going forward. They're not worried about anything about what the news that just came out with the leadership changing hands or whatever. They're still pushing forward, and I gotta believe, honestly, like usually if you're making a big. I'm not the best businessman, but I would imagine the good business people do their due diligence and knowing what they're getting into. So they probably saw something like this possibly coming down the line, and they still are going forward with everything. So I feel like feel like
I think
just
the
gotta
big
get
problem now is everything is stacked like against it. The people there don't want it. The city itself is trying to find every excuse under the
They want
sun to get rid of
soccer.
it.
I mean, they want soccer. They want MLS
Yeah.
there. I mean, at
And
the
it's
same
just-
time, I mean, I would love to have NASCAR racing there, but
I wanted to.
At the same time, though, from a business perspective, it seems like right now that MLS soccer stadium.
MLS is growing. That's
yeah,
what they
it's
want.
yeah, exactly. It's a growing sport. Really, soccer
I mean-
in general is growing in the United States.
Finally.
Yeah, after all these years. Yeah, after all these years, you're a big soccer fan.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, I guess but if they want it so bad, go build it somewhere else. There's got to be another place.
I know that's what I'm
North
saying. Like,
Wilkesboro.
There's a lot of land.
yeah, well, that's what I was saying
Yeah.
because I was thinking that too when Danny showed me it. I was like, and where do they want to build the soccer stadium? Oh, over there. There's like so much land. It's the country. Like, there's so much
Yeah.
like freaking land over here. Like, why do you want to build
Darian,
it here?
they could have probably bought up some of those cornfields around the back roads that we got lost in
Yeah,
Nashville.
yeah, we got lost in these cornfields. Like, there was no lights or whatever. Like, build a freaking soccer stadium in the boondocks. for
Now
God's
let's
sake.
just go old school and just have like them race through the back roads of Tennessee.
There you go.
Yeah.
With
Old school.
with
That'll be our
moonshine.
Darlington.
With
Yeah, that'll be a
moonshine.
Darlington throwback.
Yeah,
Yeah, with
whatever.
But-
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope it come. They save it. I
Yeah,
do.
I hope.
I'm just not
They can.
overly
They can.
optimistic.
They
They can,
can. The iceberg is never very optimistic, so it's okay. Like
I mean, you look at what they're saying, and it's like just reading all of it. It's not really.
It looks bad. It just looks
It-
bad.
Jared,
yeah.
can you take over as Mr. Negative for me, please?
Yes, sir, I can. You heard it here first, folks. I am taking over. Stop messing with him. Send it all to me.
Yeah, for real.
well, here's the other thing though. Why can't they just play where the Tennessee Titans play?
That's a good point.
Yeah, a winning team can actually play in that stadium finally.
I mean,
No,
it's
no,
already
because-
there. Like,
Wait,
what's
hold
the
on.
I hope
problem with
Danny's
that?
watching.
Maybe. Wait, hold on. Well, I mean, Radman watches MLS soccer all the time.
See,
Like,
yeah,
they have
season
to-
schedules would interfere, especially with MLS playing.
with
Like
football.
you sometimes later in the season you play twice a week. One of them always has to be on a Sunday. One of them midweek.
Doesn't the Chargers play in a soccer stadium though too? And
I think
They are. I'm
play
not
in the
entirely sure, but
Coliseum.
they're
Yeah.
also temporary. I don't think you can move and start an MLS team in a NFL stadium and say, all right, you're gonna stay there for a little bit. Like San
Where's the
Diego's
Revolution
temporary.
play? Where's the Revolution play? Do they not play in Foxborough?
I'm not entirely sure.
well,
See,
yeah, there you
see,
go.
man,
There you
yeah,
go. You could. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
maybe.
could be a solution. Yeah. But enough about the about New England though. Let's get back.
Yeah,
to
we're
it.
not.
Yeah, we're not here
Yeah.
to hash out old memories here, man.
It's not like New England's like destroyed my entire NFL career for my entire life.
Yeah.
Darian's having friggin' Vietnam flashbacks right now. Back to that Super Bowl.
13-3. Yeah, I remember
I
that.
mean, I was so happy. You
I
still
just-
got the stuff on your wall back there, so hey.
Hey, I
He
die
was
hard all day.
he was literally at points telling us this offense is the best since the greatest show on turf. This is the
It
new greatest show
was.
on
It
turf.
was for a moment. but
Was
then
being
it
the key
was.
word.
Oh.
At least you guys can win a playoff game.
Who's your team?
Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
He's from Miami.
The Dolphins.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I know you got nothing to say about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
hey-
just feels bad.
Hey, at least you're not like Caleb where he has like the 28-3 problem.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep seeing.
I mean,
28-3 in chat.
Get that
The
knife in
Patriots
there.
have killed almost all your guys' lives. Like
Not mine.
Yeah,
I'm
who-
safe
who-
still.
who do you like?
Vikings. Everyone. The Vikings have destroyed my life.
Yeah, so
No, but
Himself.
hey, both NFC North teams when they play every NFC North team that's played the Patriots in the Super Bowl beats them. So
Hey, really quick, guys. So I'm just looking in the chat. The stream's lagging. Just refresh it. It's good on my end. We had the same problem last week, so just keep refreshing it, and it should be good to go. It's gonna.
anyway, I guess we got one more topic before we can get into the extensive picks this week.
Yes.
There wasn't really much coming out in the news, surprisingly. I mean, well, not too surprising for the end of the year, but I'm still surprised that there wasn't this much. But Steve Phelps had said this. I don't know where he had said it, but I saw on a few verified Twitter accounts he said it, so I'm going to take their word for it, especially Adam Stern. He said, self-imposed deadline for the 2021 schedule will be to be released by April 1st next year.
Ooh.
So I guess I two-part question here. One, and I'll be positive here because I like this.
Yeah,
I like that they're going further and further back announcing it because it's great for attendance, and I think that long term it'll help. So do you like the direction they're going and announcing it earlier? And what changes do you think you could see? And as Caleb texts me how he hates me for bringing up the fact that the Falcons are master choke artists.
Oh well, too bad. Well, first off, I do like this that they are going to announce it earlier, builds up more hype. I mean, I remember earlier this year when they announced the 2020 schedule, there was like so much hype around it, like, oh, they're gonna announce the schedule. So I guess announcing it earlier will build up a ton of hype around there. And as far as changes is concerned, they have been talking about maybe rotating the championship race, so we could possibly see a change. But I don't know. At the same time, though, logistically, it might not be the best decision.
At the
same time, though, this is NASCAR, and nothing's out of the question with NASCAR and anything. If freaking Daytona is the final race.
It's going to be. It's going to be. I'm telling you, by 2030, Daytona is going to be the final race. We're never going to leave it being there. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Let's just accept it.
If Daytona is going to be the final, it's going to be the finale, then, oh well.
You really are more negative than me.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think it's negative.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Daytona is gonna be the season finale. Everyone needs to get used to it now before.
I say it jokingly because I actually would like to see it once. I want it to happen once in a rotating finale.
No, Jared's serious.
No, it's not, Jared. It's not actually gonna happen. No,
it will. It will. Like here's what's gonna happen. By 2030, they're gonna announce it. Everyone's gonna freak out, and I'm just gonna be sitting there like
they'll do it once on a rotating finale. They won't do it multiple times.
Just the fact that it's one time.
They're going for entertainment, man. They're going for entertainment. They're gonna have that be the finale. Talladega's gonna be the cutoff race, and I got the entire future.
They're gonna troll you and make it Daytona. They're gonna troll you and make it Daytona, but it's gonna be the road course.
It's gonna be the infield. It's gonna be the infield this time.
I would have been right though.
Yeah, so technically, he would have been right. But
I'm always sitting there, half my hair.
They should be racing at the road course anyways. We should go to Daytona 3 times a year.
For real. Well, I mean, some other changes I could see. I love Las Vegas, but at the same time, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they ended up losing the race, perhaps. But then again,
give it to Iowa.
Well, but then again, Las Vegas is very profitable though, so I don't see that. So I mean, as long as they're racking in money. We should be good.
I'm telling you, I keep hearing Iowa. I think Iowa's going to be added.
Yes,
I do.
But I'm thinking, what about a doubleheader at Iowa? I mean, they're going to do the doubleheader for Pocono. I mean, a doubleheader for Iowa, maybe during the summer on a weekday. I can see that.
I think it would be smart to do that. Not on a weekday. Not on a weekday, but on a weekend. What works?
The doubleheader, is it just 2 races like Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, one Saturday, one Sunday.
And it's
does it count? It counts as like both Pocono races currently.
2 races. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's both Pocono races done. Thank God. In one
That's smart. I like that.
Go there again.
Yeah, it's good for everybody because especially the crews going home. Like that's a long haul, So it's good. I think it's good for everybody.
So.
Yeah, I like that.
I would like if Pocono can have a doubleheader that works. I think they should be like, okay, let's get like 2 or 3. I don't know. Maybe Iowa is definitely one I would think of. I personally would like to see one at Richmond because I don't know why everyone hates the day Richmond races. I love Richmond during the day.
It's traditional. It's more traditional.
I don't even think of it that way. I like the if they can get a better package to let cars slide around more at the short tracks, I think it would be amazing to have it in the middle of the day, like early summer.
You know how hot that'd be?
Yeah.
Early, like May, early June. But I mean, I'm down for anything warm right now, to be completely honest with you.
It's 17 degrees in Chicago right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like 30 something here, so it's not that big.
Okay, you understand the pain.
It's like 54 out here in Vegas too. It's pretty tough. It's pretty rough.
Shut up, boy. Shut up.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
What I think they should be shooting for long term is like end around start of November or right around the end of October, because I've noticed obviously the Phoenix racing or ratings argue against it, but in general the ratings this year have argued for it. Is that there is that lull period. If you can eliminate like 2 or 3 weeks Olympics where the ratings dipped down when the NFLs are starting around that time. I think it would be really good for momentum for whatever the next year is to come. So if they can like do 1 or 2 double headers, they won't have to do 2 bye weeks this time because of the Olympics. So they can put that back down to 1. I don't see any reason why like we can't have, the finale be on like Halloween or my birthday or something.
Can we just get out of football season as soon as possible?
Well, I just think
No,
it would help. Yeah.
I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't think you can really. If you're
You
that
can't get all
scared of
the way
football
out of it.
season, like I don't think no sport is going up against football. Like football
Never.
beats all of them. So, and even the World Series, like the World Series is kind of like a niche group of people. I mean, we really didn't lose anything against baseball. I think that you just put football in its own category because it is, and that's just what that is. But the doubleheaders I think that I've always thought that if we could maybe move some of those races that have 2 dates and give them 1 date but on a rotation, like give them because they're on contracts, right? Every racetrack's on a contract, right? So say you sign a track like Pocono to a 3-year deal. Well, give them 2. You go like 1 year they have their double races, their 2, and then the next year they only have 1, and then the next year they have their 2 again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like break it up. Don't take both of them away in their contract, but like split it up and then give that 1 Pocono race to like Iowa and just try it. Because then you get a chance to just try stuff without being locked into anything. Like you don't have to lock yourself in. I feel like that's what they do a lot of times, because obviously if you're the venue, you want that. You want a couple-year deal. But at the same time, I think the fans need to prove it. Like the fans need to prove, like we the fans.
We had that conversation. We did.
We need to prove that we want them at these places, both on TV and if they're in your network, in your area, you got to go to the race.
Yeah, go to the race. Watch it. Like, I mean,
I think that if we do that, then you get what you want. If you don't, and we just sit on Twitter and all this other stuff and like complain about wanting more short tracks. But if they give you one, you got to go.
Yeah, you got to go.
That's the thing that blows my mind when I look at TV ratings is the short tracks are the lowest. Like, other than the Bristol night race, the short tracks are always the lowest rated races. And it blows my mind because it's usually the best racing of the year.
Well, it doesn't blow my mind this year, though, just because of the package. But in general, though,
year, but I'm talking like, even back in like 06, 05, I was like, I'd look back and I'm like, it'd be down 1 or 2 points from every other race around it. I'm like,
I believe
the way tomorrow time. Was that when the car tomorrow was?
Even before that, like I personally think Car Tomorrow's Martinsville racing was like some of the best. I loved it because you could beat the hell out of that car.
It might just be because Martinsville's not a big market. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Well, yeah, these short tracks are not necessarily in the biggest markets. Bristol.
Two of them are technically in Virginia, Richmond and Martinsville.
Yeah, and
so
then also the way NASCAR has been marketing itself over the years, I feel like, the casual fans maybe think, okay, the bigger track, the better race it'll be.
But the ratings
on the schedule.
Other than the fact that I don't think with what they want to do with the finale and the scope of it, I don't think they'd go to Martinsville. I think that's one of the big reasons why they wouldn't, and it sucks. That's why it's like, I agree with you. Fans need to show up, both watching and being at the tracks. It's like everyone claims they want short tracks, but then NASCAR can literally look at hard numbers and go, none of you show up. Why should we?
It's like the same thing when like me and Jarrett get like some sort of video request, like, hey, do a championship seasons video from like 1950.
Yeah.
No, because nobody's going to watch it.
Do a Lee Petty missing rings 1951. I'm like,
well, first off, there's no footage. Second off, like, you're not going to watch it because it's dating back all the way to the 50s. Like, no, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, you got like, it's on us. I really think it's more on the fans, and the fans really like to, I mean, in general, not just the fans, just social aspects, like to point the finger at something and it's their fault. Well, maybe it's not necessarily their fault. Maybe it's a little bit our fault.
Yeah.
And so if we can, we need to support it because we love it, right? Everyone here loves it. And that's why they get passionate about it. But there's so much negative crap, especially on Twitter. Like, bro, it wears me out. Like, just so. And this week, me and Darren were talking about. I was combating it a little bit again this week. Sometimes I get a wild hair up my ass, and I'm like, you know what? I'm in for it.
Yeah, just
Other
like,
times not so much.
just like f you, man. Like f you sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
It's just like that.
that Nick Brownberg, he did that
Oh.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
Today,
I wasn't
That guy
gonna
is the
go
most
there, but he
negative
got
guy I've
me
ever
jacked
seen in my
up.
life.
That dude makes me look like
yeah,
fucking strawberry
the
shortcake.
whole deal with Drew Herring. Like Drew Herring has been. I mean, he's proven himself. You know,
The thing I want to ask: who made Nick Bromberg the gatekeeper?
he's like,
Because-
yeah, he's like.
It's because
why
he's
is he-
entertaining with his tweets.
He is very
Kind
entertaining.
of,
I will
in
give
a
him
way.
that. In
It's
a
like
way.
it's like negative entertainment because he portrays it in a way that's like
He's
kinda, like,
smart. No,
petty
he's smart.
in
He
a
knows,
way. Like,
he
I don't know how
knows
to
what he's
explain it.
doing. He knows what he's doing too.
oh yeah,
He's
he'll back
entertaining.
up everything with like facts and stuff, and it's just like
And then I saw Dylan getting in on this, and I'm like, oh
I-
lord.
I wasn't going to at first because it was like a day. I was like a day behind seeing it, so I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I've messed around on Twitter enough the last like 48 hours. I should probably just leave this alone.
Yeah.
And then my man Freddie
Oh yeah.
Kraft,
Yeah.
my man Freddie Kraft,
That's awesome.
Bubba's spotter, he went in on something I just happened to be scrolling through, and it was only 10 minutes ago. And I was like, you know what? Let me
There, here we go.
Gear
I gotta
up,
gear
let's
up.
go.
Let's go.
Let's
He's
go.
getting,
Let's go.
yeah, he's getting on it.
And then Nick responded, right? So that was cool. Like, I'm fine with conversation. I don't think I'm the smartest person in the room, but what Nick didn't get was, and he still doesn't, is Drew literally helps make the Cup cars at Gibbs faster, and the Xfinity cars, and the ARCA program. He makes everyone better, and he's behind the scenes, putting in all the test time, driving the Wheel Force car at the sim every day. Like, he can outdrive a lot of the guys in Cup. Like,
And he should
if
be
you
up
put him
there.
on the sim, like he should be
up
there.
But
He-
unfortunately, due to circumstances, he's not.
Yeah, he's from. I mean, he's just a kid from Virginia, racing late models. Like, he made it through up the hard way, the old way, and then when he got there, it just didn't all come together for him, which sucked. But he still has made a great career. And so to say for somebody to try to discredit Drew's talent and his ability when he's one of the most respected in the industry was just complete blasphemy, and I wasn't standing for it.
I feel like, yeah, like when I saw, you know, a ton of people inside the industry, coming to his defense, like that made me realize, like, oh, okay, he's probably like, you know, been working his butt off behind the scenes for, you know, quite some time, and like, you know, he's also one of those guys that everyone knows is, you know, immensely talented, but unfortunately just can't find the right opportunity. You know, it's like, you know,
It's
bad
just
timing.
money. It's just money. And I'm gonna leave that thing at this: is name somebody else who consistently gets into random race cars once a year, qualifies on the pole, leads practice, and then gets out of it and sits on the sidelines like, oh, that was fun.
I can't.
And
I
doesn't
can't.
complain.
It's crazy, and it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be happening. But you know, unfortunately, in this day and age, I mean, you know, money's more important right now than talent in some, you know, most cases. But it's great to see Herring get his shot, and
Heck yeah.
I feel like barring, you know, him crashing, which I don't think he will, or getting involved into somebody else's mess or some engine failure, I could see like I'll go on a limb here. Top 20 finish, top 25.
Where's Parker been running in that car on the intermediate track?
I'd say like the 30s, like 29th. Like I feel like Drew can definitely raise the bar for that team.
he's in Parker's car this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, as far as we know, it's a Gaunt brother car, and
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it is. You know what I mean? Like, you never know how those deals exactly work out when they get extra help because it's like an in-house guy. But
I don't know much about him. How old is he?
Drew,
Yeah,
I think he's like 30, like on the dot.
No.
he still has time. He can.
Wait,
There can
he's-
be an opportunity opens up.
He's 30?
He's young,
Oh, damn.
maybe like maybe 32 at the most.
I thought he
But he's
was
still
like
young.
22. He doesn't look 30.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, he's been
Yeah,
racing
no.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that he's got that big Billy Goat
Yeah,
beard.
yeah,
in
okay.
there. So
Yeah,
it's
there
hard
we
to
go.
know.
See,
Yeah.
I should have known.
Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corvette Racing says he's 32.
No,
So
yeah.
I think
man,
it'll-
I nailed it.
Yeah, there you go.
Nailed it.
Got one right.
Uncle Drew.
Uncle
I love
Drew.
that dude. He's such a good dude. Like when we were younger, like me and Bubba and Ryan and all those cats when we were younger, like Drew is kind of one of the older guys that, you know, has been around for a while, and he kind of took a bunch of us under his wing a little bit, just being around. You know what I mean? Not like on the racetrack, but also off the racetrack. And And Drew's like one of the best dudes to ever be around.
If
So
I
if you ever
see
get a
him,
chance to talk to him.
if I see him this weekend, I need to get some sort of interview with him. Maybe ask him about all the criticism and stuff. And
That's
We
what
got
you
2
should
podcasts
say.
left.
Yeah, and
I think you should.
try and get him on the podcast too. Let's see.
I think you just walk up to him while he's in the garage because you'll know exactly where he's gonna be.
Yeah,
at 96.
and I can't miss that beard either. Like I
No, you
yeah,
can't.
I can't. Yeah,
You
just like I can't miss Jarrett's. Like I can't miss your mustache, and me and Radman don't have anything.
Okay, speaking
Radman
of
has something.
Yeah, it's a
Listen,
little
speaking
bit.
of the
No.
mustache,
But no, I'll trim, shave,
There
slash.
you go.
plug it there.
listen, it's Movember, boys.
No,
and
that's right.
I expect you guys to jump on this campaign with me. And even if you can't grow a mustache,
This is
I
all
expect you to. Listen, that's fine.
all I
Go
got.
down to Party City. Go down to Party City. Get one of the fake ones or draw one on your finger. I don't care. And we gotta throw some support.
all right.
Men's health.
I get a bit of a problem. I have to get my beard off pretty soon. Like not Miami soon, but pretty soon. Because I have to film something and I have to be clean shaven for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, got a lot of work to do. Good luck
It's like-
on that.
yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that.
well, I broke the damn thing. So
All right. So
I should know what to do.
So anyways, good luck to Drew and Jarrett. Is it now time for picks?
I think it is.
Yeah, it is time for picks. Oh,
Yes, it
did
is.
we talk about Henrik going to JR Motorsport?
No,
Yeah, I
need to
mentioned
real
it in the
quick.
lightning round.
Oh, okay. We mentioned it in the
Okay.
line round.
All
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
you
Good
mentioned
luck to Henrik,
Hey,
by the way.
hey, Daniel, that's badass, bro. I'm super stoked for you.
Yeah.
They better have the 8 slanted forwards for him and Junior. I
They
would love
should.
that.
Yeah, they should.
I would love that. I love slant your 8s forward.
Yes.
It's a big
Anyway.
difference. It's a big difference.
It
Yeah.
looks so good. I don't get why so many people want to slant their numbers backwards. It looks so much better slanted forwards. in
Didn't
my
Dale
opinion.
Sr. say the reason he had his number slanted forward was because when you're driving, you're like basically like it feels like you're
Yeah, well,
leaning
that
forward.
and I personally think, and maybe this is just me being conditioned as an Earnhardt fan, I think it looks
Probably.
faster.
It looks.
I
It
think
does
it
look
looks
faster.
faster.
It does look. Faster.
It looks faster when it goes the same way you're going.
I
I
think.
mean, I guess
the-
when you're spinning backwards, it'll look faster.
I think the Earnhardt fonts is a part of what makes it look like their fonts
Mm-hmm.
were so clean. Like their fonts look fast. Like if that makes sense. Like just
Yeah.
how the numbers were designed, they look fast and the lean.
Like a whole-
Isn't the Gordon font backwards?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Hendrick ones I think are backwards, except
So is
it
Tony
used to be
Stewart's
Dale Jr.
20.
was the only
There
one.
was one race in 2004 where Gordon's was slanted
2005.
forward, or 2005 where it was
And it
slanted.
looked
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it just-
California.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
didn't work.
Fontana.
They
yeah.
need to make that I would totally buy that diecast. I'll just
Why
say
do
it
you
now. I
know
would.
that?
I made a video about diecast they should make, and so I looked for the most obscure, like random cars out there, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember that race. It was like the second race I ever watched.
Wait, what'd you say,
Um,
Dylan? Why do you know that?
Yeah. How do y'all know? Like
I
y'all
know
have
the
some random facts up in your noggin.
I've been watching for years, man. This is what I get. This is
Let
what
me-
I do,
Bro,
man.
me
Let me
too,
look.
but I never realized which one was going slanted forward. and which one was
Hey, I
back.
just
I'm gonna
remember
look.
stuff like that.
Li-
Like,
Hold on a
literally,
second.
I only know Gordon's is backwards. I don't know anything else. So
go look it
So I
up.
got-
It's very.
So,
it's very
yeah.
odd.
That let's see. No, that's the wrong one. I'm pretty sure like that video had a ton of views on it. So like I'm like it's stuck in my brain because it made me money.
Anyways.
all the Stuart Haas ones, they're straight up. The
Mm.
Penske ones are straight up. No, they're a little slanted
No,
back.
kind of. I know
They're
the 2 is backwards. The 12 looks a little bit different. The 22
Yeah.
is
All right.
okay. I want to. This is something that has annoyed me about NASCAR fans. They complain about the 22 car, but then also complain that everyone changes their scheme every year. I love that 22 car.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, when we
Oh.
do Darlington Throwback in 2039, people are going to be like, "Oh, I love that old 22
And
car."
they
That
already
old
I hate
do.
it.
You hate
it's
it?
called nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't like
love
it.
it.
It's like
I
trying to be
love-
flames, but it's not flames. Like I don't
What?
really know what it is.
It
I don't
reminds
like
me
it.
of the
I don't like it.
DEIE more than Flames.
They
Yeah,
run-
but it's that no.
Oh,
Oh.
come on.
I
come
love
on.
it. I
And
absolutely-
honestly, I'm the guy that like I think every night race you should have a special paint scheme. Like I'm that
Mhm.
guy
Yeah.
because they used to.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I
I think they should use paint more. Honestly, it
No.
stands out so much. If it doesn't cost too much, I would love everyone to go back to just paint, not wraps.
if it doesn't, you know how much effort. Listen, let me tell you a story. Okay, we're getting ready for Daytona. All right, I can't tell you how much wet sanding I did on the Stuart Haas Cup cars. Like you're just in there. We would like so much clear coat, like over the numbers, the whole nine, and the whole thing was painted. Dude, it's so much work. I mean, and that's Daytona, so I get it. And it's the 500. You want that thing straight
It
as a
looks
bullet.
so good.
It looks so good.
It pop.
It does look very
But-
good.
It paint looks like when I know, but it's so like at least it. I know I'm just one fan, but it's worth it, man.
Yeah,
I love it so much. It pops out so much, especially at the track from the stands. You can right away tell a car that's been painted compared to one that's just wrapped. I mean, it just looks so much.
My opinion,
more
if it
clean.
makes you slower, nope.
It makes you slow.
It costs money.
Yeah,
It costs money.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you what. If you get 100,000 people to agree with you, I'll paint my next race car for you.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. There
I'll
you
do
go.
it.
All right,
100,000. Let's do it.
Really quick before we move on, the other White Castle. Thanks for the super chat. Going to the Xfinity race. Will you guys do meetups? Yes, we will. We don't know exactly where, but we'll let you guys know. And also,
I'll be walking around in pink pants.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
that's right.
find me, trust
Radman
me.
is wearing pink. What are you doing? What are you doing, man?
They're the most comfortable pants I have.
Okay.
I dress for comfort, man.
It's
Yeah,
Miami.
So it
You're an
doesn't
old
matter.
person already.
Yo, listen, mid-70s is chilly. I need pants.
You're crazy.
All right, and this is a
I'm
perfect
not gonna comment.
this is a perfect segue super chat. Steve with the $2 super chat says, "Are you guys picking champions for all three series? Are we, Jared?"
Yeah.
I'll do Cup. I'm not so well versed.
Oh,
I mean,
come on. Come on. Let's
There's
have
only
fun.
there's only 12 people. You can
Yeah,
pick one.
You can pick one.
You need to tell me who the final four is for trucks. The
Okay,
other two I know,
jeez.
but trucks I
Oh
honestly
no,
I don't know
this.
Xfinity.
I know for trucks. I know them all. For trucks, Stuart Friesen, Brett Moffitt.
Oh,
Mustache.
Friesen made it?
Mustache.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
One last week.
He is
Freddie
so
Mercury
good.
made it.
Matt Crafton
Yo.
and Ross Chastain, the
Yo.
final four in trucks.
I have a few
Xfinity-
friends. I have a few friends that know Friesen. He is bad
Yeah.
fucking ass.
Yeah.
Yo, I love that guy.
Xfinity, it's the big three: Christopher Bell, Cole Custer, Tyler Reddick, and Justin Allgaier made it in. And Kamikaze was jumping up and down for joy. He loved that.
I hope he wins just to see Kamikaze's reaction.
Yeah, that would be funny. And
he
lastly, but lastly for Cup, Hamlin, Truex, Harvick, and KB.
Chase Elliott.
Kyle Busch.
No,
Yeah.
no Chase.
No
Oh.
Chase Elliott. No, sorry, no Chase Elliott. We all know what
I
happened.
guess okay. Let's do
Let's start off with trucks.
no.
Yeah,
well,
start
oh,
from
yeah.
bottom to top.
let's do trucks, Xfinity, and then for the race do our suck dark horse, and then we can then more than likely our pick for the win the race is going to be the championship 4 anyway.
Okay.
So truck.
Okay, for trucks, I'm going with Ross Chastain. The Melon Man's gonna finally reach his potential in the truck series here. You know, does the mid-season switch, is able to make it into the Final Four, and I think he's got something for them this weekend. If we're gonna go in order, I say Chastain wins the championship. Second out of the Final Four will be Brett Moffitt. Third is Matt Crafton, and fourth is Stuart Friesen. Stuart Friesen's one of my favorite drivers, but I don't know. Homestead doesn't seem to be his bread and butter, so to say. So I say he's up there, but he doesn't.
Team's bread and butter. He is a one heck of a race car driver.
Yeah, he is a heck of a race car driver. I know that, but I don't know. On some of these mile-and-a-half tracks, I don't know. There's just something about like he can't necessarily close the deal at some of
So
these places.
are we listening the whole
I'm not.
nine?
Well,
or just a
I
one?
just
can't
am.
do that.
I just
I
am.
can't
I
do
just
that.
am. But you
All
guys can
right,
just pick
all right.
champions.
You be
try
extra.
hard.
We'll just pick
Yeah.
the winner.
Well, yeah. Like always. Go ahead.
You're that person in gym class that tried too hard. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Chastain too. I love the story. I think it'd be a perfect way to end the truck season, in my opinion. Especially since, didn't he switch series halfway through anyway? So it's
It
like,
wasn't half. It was like early. It was like
Well, like
I guess through the
April, May,
regular
like,
season, I should say.
Regular season, yeah.
But so yeah, he's my pick to win. I would love to see Chastain. I want to see Chastain win in person, and I want to see Chastain. I would love to see Chastain win a championship in person.
Yes, see him. So instead of one watermelon, is he gonna smash like 10 or something like that?
Pass a bunch of watermelons out to fans, to anyone. I'll
Awesome.
smash a watermelon
Throw it
one
at
down.
each other. Yeah, we'll bring a
Watermelon war.
Yeah, watermelon war. Just start throwing them at.
I'll
each
take it,
other.
man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Radman.
Well, I mean, I haven't really followed the Truck Series this season. So I have to ask: is Chastain? I'm guessing Chastain and Moffitt are the favorites.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Pretty
So I'm
much.
pretty sure Moffitt's been really, really quick. So I mean, it's 50-50 for me. Again, I don't really know what I'm talking about. So I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of Chastain. So I'm hoping he pulls it out. But not knowing what's been going on in the season, I'll probably take the safe pick. I think maybe Moffitt. I don't know. I have a lot of respect for Moffitt. I think he's really fast. So,
Should be in the Cup
but I'll
Series.
be, yeah, I'll be rooting for Chastain. 'Cause I love the guy. He's very good talent. But I'll just go and pick Moffitt.
Black Mama.
Man, I love Ross. It's my guy. We talked about this opportunity that he's in right now last off season about it coming through, and then it started to with Ganassi, and then that all kind of dissipated, which sucked. But I'm actually gonna go with my Mo bro Moffitt. He's rocking that awesome stash. I think he's gonna go 2 for 2.
Freddie Mercury, you mean?
No. That's Freddie Mercury. That's Stuart Friesen.
No, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
different
jeez.
mustache.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
there's so many mustaches
It's-
now. I'm
yeah.
mixing them all up.
I don't blame him.
Brett's like definitely a Jack Sprague type of mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Brett, I feel like they've been able to just turn it on when they need to. He's kind of just been like really fast, really good, really consistent. If I need to win this race, I'll go and win this race. And that's how he's been, how I've known him. So I just think he's really hard to beat. It's going to be hard to beat Brett. I think it's going to take him having trouble to get beat. So
All right, so we have 2 for Chastain and 2 for Brett Moffitt. All right, so moving on to the Xfinity Series. I'll go first here and be extra once again. Tyler Reddick is going to win the championship. Tame the Beast right there. Wow. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dylan.
You're like the kid who's in math class that teaches himself.
The teacher it's like I don't know. It's like no teacher. I don't need you to teach me. I already can teach myself. Right. No, but
And then he
anyway.
goes on social media and it screws up.
Yeah, and then it just screws up. It just blows up in my face. But anyways, Tyler Reddick is going to win the championship. I say Christopher Bell finishes second. Cole Custer will run into some bad luck, finish third. And Justin Allgaier, he'll run up front, but compared to the big three, I don't see him having a chance. Justin Allgaier is going to finish fourth.
Yeah, I'm picking Reddick. Tame the Beast.
Tame the Beast.
Plus, last time I was at a race with him with that paint scheme, he ended up winning. So hopefully,
And
we get
every
victory
time,
lane again.
and Sloppy Joe's going to be there. Every time
Yes.
Joey Stone's there, the car always wins.
It's like they knew. It's like we got to just have everything the same as every time that Sloppy comes to the race, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I honestly think I think he's going to win. I think that chip on his shoulder from last year of everyone basically just being like,
It's not
shaming
a shit.
him.
It's a boulder. It's a freaking boulder.
Yeah, the whole planet on his shoulder. I don't know, whatever. I think he's going to be extra motivated, in my opinion. I think we're going to see him put on a clinic.
a clinic.
A clinic.
I think he's
Put
going
on
to
a
dominate.
Clinic. Yep, he's not just going to win. He's going to put on a clinic.
All
That's
right.
All right, Redman.
You are boring. You guys take the safe pick.
We
gonna go out
did not
here.
talk this through. Trust me.
I'm going out on a ledge. Allgaier. He's gonna win it.
You're
I don't
going
know
on
why.
the
I don't know
kamikaze
how.
ledge.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
going
win.
kamikaze.
I have no reasons. My whole thing is I think every year in one series there's always someone who's the underdog that usually wins it. So big three, nah. Allgaier, yeah. And then everyone's gonna complain about the format afterwards.
Yeah, on Twitter,
Most likely.
I have to go and
Yeah.
see
Well,
that.
Yeah,
if Allgaier doesn't win, please make sure that you pull kamikaze ledge also,
Yeah.
because
Does he really like Allgaier?
He's
Yes,
an
he
Allgaier guy.
loves him. He loves him.
Look at his face. You see that man's face? He's like,
He
ah!
loves him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I think Justin gets it done. Yeah. Again, I have no reasons why.
Okay, cool.
He does.
Illinois guy.
Yeah. All right, Black Mama.
I think Justin's overdue. His time is coming, but it's not this year. Unless all three of those guys wreck together, because I could see that happening. They've been racing so close together that I could see them all just going after it and being a big ball of fire. Not actual fire, but just a big pile up. I really think that Custer's going to get it done. We're going to be eating cold custard for a while, even in the cold down here. But yeah, I think old Custer gets it done this week because he should have got it done last year. But it was cool to see Reddick win, and Reddick's going to be a new dad, so that's going to be cool if he does win for that case. But I think Custer gets it done this time.
Okay. All right. So we got
I think
two.
Christopher Bell needs it.
Yeah, Christopher Bell does need it. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I feel like just to prove a little bit more because he's a heck of a talent.
Definitely.
Does he need it?
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like he needs it, just like for like self-satisfaction. Everyone knows how good he is.
Yeah, everyone already knows how good he is, but like just
Well,
for
yeah,
like.
just like
you wanna win
that
the
self-satisfaction, a little bit of confidence, saying I'm
mean-
a champion.
I mean, when you have 16 wins in 2 seasons, like I definitely think he would love a championship.
It's just different being called a champion. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit different. So
Yeah, bro. Yeah, listen. I know all about. Where's this thing at?
Oh, he's getting something.
I know all about
Nah.
championship.
Wow.
All right, that's Kev's from 14.
Oh,
All right,
nice.
and I'm just gonna
Nice.
go off and say it right now. He's my pick.
Yeah.
Harvick.
All
I'm
right.
even gonna put this bad boy on while I'm doing it. All right, Harvick and the 4 boys, Rodney Childers, Stuart Haas. Some boys are gonna get it done. It's basically, the world against JGR, and I'm going with the world. So let's go. Let's
Get
go,
another
Kevin
rig.
Harvick.
to be fair, it's a decent pick because if JGR missed the setup, if they all missed the setup, there's only one
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I
Harvick
think they're all
is
doing
on
different
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're all doing different stuff this week,
Mhm.
and I
That's
think
what I would think.
just knowing how SHR operates, they're really team oriented, and now that he's the only one, the chances of those other guys being on the same platform and helping throughout practice, like just to help with the direction of where they need to go, that's going to be vital. I think, honestly.
Yeah, I do think Harvick will have the fastest car. I think,
So,
yeah, I think it'll be pretty good.
so.
I have a
haven't
feeling
done
that
this in a
JGR is
while.
going to use the 20 and the 95 as like testing dummies throughout practice too. Like they're not going to try. I don't think they'll have their 3
Nah.
cars in there testing stuff, but I guarantee if the 95 or the 20 picks up on something, all of a sudden the other 3 are going to pick up on it too.
Yeah.
It'll be the 96 probably, if anybody,
Oh, there you go. See, got
because
2 great cars.
the 96 is like, I mean, it's sponsored by Toyota. Like it's literally
Yeah,
sponsored by
it's-
Toyota, and
just
it's
their
got
company
the
car.
Toyota. Yeah, it's got like the Toyota driver in it. Like the most
Yeah.
Toyota driver that's ever been is in it right now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
so they'll probably learn more through Drew, honestly, than through anybody else.
All right.
Maybe that's why they're having him race this weekend then.
Ooh, look at you catching on. Look at you catching on.
There we go.
So, Darian, you know what's next.
Who's gonna suck?
Who's going to suck?
Oh, who's gonna suck? Oh, it's gonna be Jimmy Johnson, of course.
You're
And
just trying to
that's a
troll
big,
Roots,
that's a
aren't
big
you?
fu to Michael Roots over there or wherever.
You're
he's watching.
just trolling
But
him, man.
no, Jimmy
I hope
Johnson
he's in there.
has had a bad season this year. That's going to be another video. Bad seasons, Jimmy Johnson 2019, featuring
Play off
Michael
my
Roots
guy, come on.
But he's had a bad season though. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He has. Like I hopefully he improves next year. But I mean, come on. It's just he misses a 16 team person playoff. Like. It's just been downhill really ever since that hit at Pocono in 2017. It's just been downhill ever since. Like, and here's something. This is a fact too. Raw Gator tweeted this. Casey Kane has won more recently than Jimmy Johnson has. So what does that tell you?
I love every time we do the suck picks because YouTube decides like, is this appropriate or not? And everybody that says suck and then somebody it's like, is this appropriate? And we have to go through and approve every one of them.
Yeah, and sorry to
a good
Blue
thing.
Jimmy fan, but that's my pick right there.
It's a good thing that I don't have any real favorites, or I'd probably be way too biased on this issue.
Exactly. All right, go ahead, Jared. Who's this suck?
This one's going to shock people, but I think this guy's going to try too hard being up front and end up taking himself out. I think he'll be up front though, but I'm going Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I told you. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew
Kyle Larson is the type of person I think that could drive. If he was told that he had to drive a motorized brick, I think he could take it to the front. But I think at the same time, when you got these guys for the championship putting it on an extra level, and then there's Larson is probably the guy who's going to be the first in line to try and keep up. I see him being the person who would be out of those 5 drivers would be the person who would screw it up first.
I don't agree with that
So-
at all. Wasn't there one year where he literally just backed off? There was 2 guys in front of him battling for the championship, and he just sit there.
2017, he backed off.
He was faster than both of them, and I remember him just sitting there. He didn't want to get involved.
2017. Yeah, Truex and
Yeah,
Busch
so
are
why
down.
would he overdrive his car now?
Well,
Because I don't.
Usually
I
knocks
think
it
under
off
his
the fence.
package. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Usually,
think under his package, he's not the
yeah.
biggest fan of it.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, that's
Usually
true.
at this place, he
He'll
does.
try too hard. Radman, who's gonna suck?
Hey man, I don't like being negative.
Oh
Come
well,
on.
no, you gotta be. Yeah.
Oh come on!
on. Come on,
Who's gonna
Radman.
suck? Suarez.
How can you be so negative?
Yeah, all that. All right, go ahead. All right, Dylan, go ahead. Who's gonna suck?
I'm actually gonna do two things here. One, I'm gonna say Larson's gonna win the race because I think he's due.
Dang, he already picked his winner's pick. All right.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
I'm in. I'm already, like Larson's gonna win the race. And suck. Who's going to suck? I mean, also, wait, before I even say that, I can't believe you said Jimmy's been running better since they had their crew chief.
Oh, come on now. He missed the play. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
He missed the playoffs,
He was leading
but he's
Texas.
been running better.
That's
He's been running
he was leading Texas. What happened? What happened at Texas?
Yeah, I'm just saying he was leading Texas. That's all I'm saying.
It's not about
They've
where you
been
start;
running
it's where you
back.
finish.
Hey,
You're
the other
right.
6 other drivers wrecked that day. You know,
Yeah.
the
But-
eventual champion wrecked that day anyway too. So
Yeah,
The
and also they sucked a lot.
I love that.
I don't know who's gonna suck, man. Like it's so weird. It's like the deal's so weird. Like anyone could suck.
yeah, man. Anyway,
Probably-
yeah, Darren, come on, man.
Probably the two. I think probably Keselowski will because they're just like completely out of it. I feel like he's already on
They
vacation.
just checked out. Yep, they just checked out.
Yeah,
Just waiting for
I
the
feel like he's
offseason.
on.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to something more positive. Underdog picks. And Drew Herring, no doubt, is going to be my underdog this weekend. Expected top 25 finish.
Cool. Okay.
So honestly, I think anybody outside of the Final Four at this point, because I think that every year that they always run up front. You know, you just see everybody on their teams elevate it. So if we're talking about, I think I'm going to talk about for the win. You're talking about just top 20, 25 for the win. My sort of underdog, dark horse, sort of strong pick. I know most weeks this person wouldn't be an underdog or a dark horse or whatever. But I'm going Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott, of any of the
Not an
people
underdog.
behind there, is a person. Again, that's what I said, or dark horse, or somebody that no one's
Yeah.
expecting kind of deal. Chase Elliott, I think that, you look at his numbers, my magazine is gone. But, his numbers are pretty good at Homestead. And I believe, wasn't he running pretty well last year before the, end of the race?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
He runs like 6th every year there, somewhere around there.
yeah,
top 10. Top 10 is good.
he's a
love
safe
top 10.
pick.
Yeah.
He's a safe pick.
Your boy Ryan Blaney is my underdog
Triple way
for the win. For the win.
for the win. Yeah. I don't know if that's an underdog because
It's hard to pick an
They're-
underdog nowadays, to be honest. There's a lot of good
No.
drivers.
yeah. Well, you're not wrong. Yeah, those are good teams. I'm gonna go with Willie B. Boy Wonder. I think he's actually gonna be able to have a shot at winning this week. They've been really good.
Andy's running that red, white, and blue Flames paint scheme from Daytona, too.
Yeah, they've just.
Oh, he's
been
running
really-
that? Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna look nice.
It's hot.
That's gonna look nice in person. I can't wait to see
Yeah.
that. That's gonna look good.
They've been running really good, man. He's just had some bad luck, but they've been fast, and I think he's learned a lot. And
Oh, he's learned a ton this year.
Yeah.
so I
Oh,
think he might. He about got it done at Texas, right? Is that right?
Was it?
Was he
And
running like
there's-
second? I think he was running second that race for a long
There's
time.
been a lot of races he's been up front and just things happen. He's gonna break out. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
that's his next learning curve is when he qualifies well and he runs up front. He just has to maintain that.
Yeah, just has to
It's
finish.
just that's a little learning curve thing. It's like race pace kind of thing.
He,
Yeah.
Which
he
he
had
will
that
learn.
one race where he sped on pit road when he was running up front at the end, and that was a
Yeah.
that was a really bad deal. So, but I think Willie B could possibly win it this weekend.
All right. So moving on to winner/championship picks. So I'll go first. Denny Hamlin's going to win the race and the 2019 Monster Energy Cup Series Championship. And Jarrett's lagged. He's just sitting there looking at
Here you
my
go. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah. So Jarrett just, I guess he's lagged now. Oh,
Turn
oh,
in this.
is he back?
Hold on.
Not really.
Okay, no, he's turning his camera off.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Freaking camera, freaking internet again.
NIU
Dude, this man in
sucks.
the dark ages, like, bro,
Yeah,
get
it
your
sucks.
internet.
Yeah.
The years 2001.
Yeah, it's a dial up.
Jared, yeah. Jared, before we lose you again, winner/championship pick for the Cup Series.
Yeah, he's still not here.
Oh, he's still not here. He's still gone.
No,
Okay.
he's still gone.
All right, Radman, go ahead. You go next.
I hate this.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. All right.
I hate NIU. Denny Hamlin before he comes out again.
All right. He said Denny Hamlin before. Okay, before he freaking like cuts him off again. All right, Radman. Who's your pick?
All right, I think Kevin Harvick is a really good pick. He's going to do very well, and he's a very talented driver. Very talented, and one of the best drivers in the sport. Kyle Busch, one of the best drivers of all time, and he's going to do very well as well. Martin Truex Jr., calm, awesome dude, wins a lot of races, but all of them don't matter. Throw them all in the bin. Throw them all in the bin because there's only one man that will win this championship. It's ya boy, Dennis Hamilton. You already know. Done deal. It's a wrap. I'm literally going to go there on Sunday, chilling with a drink in my hand. It's nothing to worry about. I didn't even have to watch Phoenix. I knew he'd win. Nothing to worry about. It's
There
a
you
done
go.
deal, guys.
Exactly.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
already
done
made my
deal.
pick
Champion.
with Harvick, but I will say that this has an eerie feeling to like how sports go. Like when I say that, I remember when Ray Lewis came back in the 2012 season, and he came back and they played the Patriots. And when they said he was coming back, I was like, this man, they're gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they went on and won the whole. They beat the Patriots and won the Super Bowl. So like with everything that's going on at JGR, with JD and just then he won the 500. And
That
then
number
everyone was like,
11.
that didn't mean nothing. Yeah, and then number 11. It's just there's a lot of things. The sports/racing gods are pointing for the 11 to win the championship. So if he does, I will not be one iota surprised, but I'm still picking Harvick to win it. So.
All right. So looks like that's
So,
settled.
oh my God, I just realized out of everybody who's been on this stream tonight, all 5 of us, nobody picked Kyle Busch to win the championship.
Damn.
Well,
Because 3 of us picked Denny, and Dylan picked Harvick, and Haley picked Truex.
Wow.
Nobody picked Kyle Busch.
Nobody picked Kyle Busch. They're.
I don't think
More-
they've been strong enough.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just crazy. I mean, it's
he sort of.
again. I'm not the biggest Kyle Busch fan, but it's Kyle Busch, man.
I
This dude
think
is-
I think he's someone who's struggling with the package a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
He hasn't won
Oh,
since June. Yeah.
I think he's
Well, for Kyle Busch, struggling is about where he's been running. I mean, for
Well, no,
somebody who's
because
the
you can
caliber of
see it on
talent
the
as
track.
him.
Like he's the
Yeah.
one that you can easily see. He'll just drive up the track because he's pushing too hard, and he just gets frustrated. And it's just he consistently complains
Yeah.
about dirty air, and I think he's getting a little bit annoyed with that.
He's getting
I think there also
don't
is a little
blame him.
speed difference. I mean, in my opinion, I think he'll be second fastest. I think it'll be between him and Denny. But I have no reason to say that. Like, there's no like.
It's just you're.
No, there's
And
nothing
just
backing me
Kyle
up.
Busch
Yeah,
himself.
I'm
that's
just
it.
literally saying Kyle Busch is a hell of a talent. I think he can
Mhm.
will that thing.
When Kyle's good, he's dominant like throughout a long period of time, right? Like it's like race after race after race. You're like, shit, here comes 18 again. I just haven't really seen it. They could have won Phoenix. He could have won Phoenix if he wanted to. He could have won Phoenix, and he
Yeah.
did the teammate thing.
Thank you. I got so much crap for even bringing that up. Thank
He
you.
could have won. He could have won Phoenix if he
Yes.
wanted to. But the biggest thing was keeping so if he would have won Phoenix, it would have brought someone else in other than Denny
Logano.
and Logano, right? So for all the optics, for him, for JGR, it was the smartest move he could have done
Yeah. It made
by
perfect
just
sense.
racing the 12 hard. It made perfect sense. Now you got another team car in. Like, yeah, you personally and your guys didn't win, but the team won because you added another car.
Mhm.
You gave coach a 75% chance of winning. I mean, that was the biggest team move I've ever seen him do, honestly. And it was the right move. It was a smart move
Right on.
because, you don't have to worry about your teammates wrecking you necessarily. If the 22 got in,
Oh.
now you
Game
got
on.
Now,
a situation.
now we got some
Yeah.
problems.
You're talking about probably the most aggressive driver in NASCAR right now. So
Yeah.
he's a heck of a talent. The only thing I'm worried about is my good boy Dennis. If he gets in that position and something happens, um, I- I'm just worried like how that will do on his confidence. If something happens Sunday where he feels like he lost the race himself, I'm worried
I
because I
think
feel like it's not gonna get a better chance than this.
he's at the point now where he could move past it. Honestly, I think he's that strong mentally now.
I don't think I am. I'll be very sad.
Yeah, I would be very sad too. Like I would just like come on.
I'm
man.
rooting
He's
so
due.
hard for my
He's
my
due for a
dude, man.
championship. Yeah, he's due for one. Well, I guess that'll do it for another edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. And yes, Dylan Smith show.
Who we got on next
2014
week?
Ring. Aren't we on your channel next week, Jared?
Well, yeah, we're on my channel, but you got the guest list up.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
I got confirmation from one of them, but you think you need to get confirmation from the other.
Dylan, I'll never be able to see one of those in my entire life.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I'll
Bro,
always
I
be
honestly-
close.
I never thought that I would have one of these, and I got 4. So
Well, Jarrett's whole series is basically missing rings, so
Yeah, my whole series is you're so good, just
not good
something
enough.
happened.
Yes. All right. So next week, well,
Let's-
it says Eric Eastep, but yeah, he hasn't been on for a while. He's still busy
Yeah.
with his intern thing. So it'll
It'll
be
be on
on. It'll be on Jarrett.
We'll just finish the last 2 on mine.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. Well,
Yeah.
last 2 podcasts are on my channel. Save the dates, November 20th and 27th.
Yeah. So yeah, November 20th and 27th. The
So
last
who'd
2
you get
NASCAR
up?
weekly podcasts are on the channel. So for next week, CJ Wolliver, is that how you say his name? I just want to make sure I say it right.
You're the guy that's talking to him.
Hey, I don't know how to say his last name necessarily, so I'll
It's
say it
alright,
the best
then.
I could. CJ Wolliver, he's a producer with NASCAR on Fox, or he's one of the associate producers, so it would be great to get his perspective. I know NASCAR on Fox has gotten a bad rap
it's
lately,
kinda,
so
It's kind of convenient you got him as a guest right after my tweet went
yeah,
kind of overboard.
After that, yeah, so that's
I
gonna
was
be,
not expecting that to go as far as it
yeah,
did.
so that's gonna be a good time.
Oopsie.
Yeah, just oopsie.
It's going to be entertaining. Be sure to watch,
It's
everybody.
gonna be very entertaining. And then who do we have on next, Jared?
We also have Hannah Newhouse on, so that should be a really fun one.
Oh,
So-
hey, little piece of information for you guys on that one. She lives in my house. I'm her landlord, so you guys can give her a little bit of,
No, that's great.
All
No
right.
problem. All right.
I'll write
I'm
that
her
down.
landlord.
We'll write it
That's
down.
phenomenal. Yep.
All right, cool.
So yeah. So where guys, where can they find you on social media? You guys can pick who goes first.
Y'all
Go
for it,
ahead.
bro.
Somebody
Stop
go.
being polite.
Somebody go.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, all of it. Everything is Dylan Smith 34, DYLAN Smith 34, and just look for Black Mamba. That's your boy. It's Movember time, so we're doing donations, raising donations, rocking mustaches, raising awareness, all that good stuff. So if you want to get involved with my team, Mo Motorsports, just click the link in the bios. Come and join. The more people, the better. Spreading good cheer for men's health. So it's prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention. So it's all good causes, guys. So if you want to get involved, just holler at me.
Should I just put this on screen right now when I shave my beard off to a mustache for like a day?
Yeah,
ahead.
that'd be awesome.
Go ahead.
Yes. You should post that tomorrow.
I should just put because I can't do
remember
it this year, so I should just put it up there now and go,
Yeah.
in spirit.
Go
I was
Thursday.
yeah, I was what 7 months early.
that. There you go.
That's fine. I'll take it. I'll accept it.
All right.
All right, Radman, where can they find you?
At RealRadman on everything, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. And yeah, so it's been an honor to be a guest on a podcast with Dylan and Hailie. I mean, I don't really feel like I should be here. I'm just another like normal kind of guy.
Oh,
So-
yes, you should.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. We're normal people.
Yeah,
Everything.
we're all
everything's
people
normal
on
people.
here. Yes, and
You
also
like to drink. I like to drink. It's all good.
yes, exactly. And also Radman, I have the
Yeah.
do-rag ready for you.
Yes. I don't know. I have to see if that works. You gotta tell me how how's it look.
I'll do it for you.
I'm gonna look pretty weird with pink pants, pink shoes, a black
Gotta do it.
do-rag. Like, oh
At a
my
NASCAR
God.
race, that's gonna be hilarious.
Yo, I'm
I
a
used to
stand
wear-
out.
you
I'm a
stick
stand out.
You won't stand out.
Oh
You're in
my
Miami.
God.
It'll be fine. Then.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
funny, Darren. I
Miami.
used to wear those when I played football.
Oh, the do-rags.
Yeah, I used to wear do-rags when I played football.
I can't
Just so
imagine
he
with a
could-
do-rag.
He's trying to fit. He's trying to fit in.
I
He's
also was shirtless underneath my pads most of the time.
Oh
I just
my
was
God.
like,
You're crazy.
I decided to do any. Yes, I'm a cross country runner. When did you get this?
I was a cross-country runner too. Oh my god, you're
I'm a
insane.
marathon runner. I'm
Okay,
insane.
that's even
you know
yeah,
this.
That's even crazier.
You've known me how long, and just now you're figuring this out?
I guess, yeah.
Listen,
I guess
y'all
so.
are starting to cut into my. I got cocktails to go get. Where we at?
Let's go on the road with it then. No, we're about done.
Yeah, we're
Well-
about done here. Okay, so I'm about to mute everybody. So try and throw me off as best as you can. All right, you guys are muted. Go ahead. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time. Cue the outro.
Green flag, green flag.